kick it off. It's time for the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week. Presented by Hatch Toyota. Sports Zone Radio brings you unmatched coverage of football from around the White Mountains and beyond. No one does it like Sports Zone Radio. And now you can live stream HD video of our broadcast coverage exclusively at SportsZone123.com and on the Sports Zone Radio mobile app. All part of the Hatch Toyota Friday Night Football Show. The Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week is presented by Hatch Toyota. Chaz Hatch refuses to lose a deal over $1. Hard-hitting broadcast coverage of White Mountains football is up next. Now, let's take you out to the field and join our broadcast team for tonight's Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week.
Welcome out, everybody, to Snowflake High School for the home opener for the Lobos tonight. We've got about 4 minutes to go before this one gets started. We welcome you in. My name is Patrick Austin. My broadcast partner tonight will be Mr. Paul Johnson. I appreciate him being here with me tonight. It's going to be a good time. But tonight, the Lobos come in, like I said, with their season opener. Had a barn burner last week against the Coconino Panthers and was able to come out with a victory over in Flagstaff last Friday. I know that ALA West Foothills played, I believe they played Westview, and they had a big win out there last week. I think they ended up winning 53-0 or something like that. So they played really well. But we're looking at a really good matchup tonight. This is ALA West Foothills senior class. This is their first senior class. So they started this school 3 years ago. And so these kids that are seniors this year started with this football program as sophomores. And so you'll see a veteran group out there tonight, especially their line, their offensive and defensive line. As the Lobos get ready to come out on the field, we've got about 2.5 minutes before this one gets. We'll get you some captains. We do have a roster, so we should be able to get you a lot of names. There's going to be a lot of new, unfamiliar names called out tonight. As you know, the Lobos graduated over 30 football players last year. So there are a lot of, a couple of freshmen, a few sophomores, a lot of juniors, and a few seniors. So they've got a good mix of every class here tonight, and it's going to be interesting to see. But I want to put a little focus on one individual tonight with the Lobos that I'm excited to watch, and my excitement comes from the game last week. I just thought that he played really well as a junior coming up. He played a little bit on the varsity last year, but not a whole bunch. But that name I'm going to call out tonight is Brenner Green. I'm excited to watch him play tonight. He had an exceptional game last week and kind of put the Lobos on his back, I believe, especially offensively, and brought him home a victory. So I'm excited to see him tonight, and we'll get you the names of the captains. But I'll bring on my broadcasting partner tonight, Mr. Paul Johnson. Appreciate him being here tonight. Good to have you, Paul.
Pat, super excited to be here with you. It's a beautiful night for Snowflake football again. Glad to be back here at the home stadium. This is going to be a great test for Snowflake tonight. Right out of the gate. I love when Snowflake gets tested right out of the gate. This is going to be a good indicator of where they're at, and I think they're going to be tested on both sides of the ball. And just like you said, I'm excited for Brenner Green, brother of Taryn Green. He did have an exceptional game last week. That young man's been working hard. I've been in the gym with him. I've seen him. He's been putting the time in, and it's paying off for him. So looking forward to watching the Snowflake crew tonight. And again, gonna be a good test on the other side with ALA, and beautiful night for football here in Snowflake. Oh man, you named it. You called it. It is a beautiful night. We had lots of clouds in. Was a little bit worried about maybe some rain tonight, but it looks like it has cleared out. Beautiful night for football. Full moon tonight. It's going to be great. Captains for the Lobos: number 4, Hayden Nichols. Number 7, Gian Jones. Number 84 is Kaiser Flake. And number 68 is Wyatt Johnson.
For ALA West Foothills, their captains tonight. Number 7, Isaiah Morales, senior. Number 2, Carson Callister, senior. Let me see if I can pick out their other numbers here. I was trying to catch them as they were walking so I could see their numbers. It looks like number 25. Number 25 is Hunter Cotton, senior, and number 3. I said number 3. They kind of switched up there on me. 25, 3, and we said 7. Who's the other one? Number 2. Number 2 is, I think we got him, Carson Callister, Isaac Morales, and Hunter Cotton, and then Isaiah Morales. Those are the 4 captains for the ALA West Foothills. I'm trying to think of who their mascot is. Do you know who the ALA Foothills mascot is? I don't want to say ALA West Foothills all night, but we'll try to figure that out, and we'll start saying that instead. So, but as Paul mentioned, excited for tonight, excited to see where this is going to go. I did not see the coin toss, but we'll see, and we'll give you an idea on who's getting the ball first here in just a minute.
So, Pat, it looks like Snowflake won the toss. They deferred, and so ALA is going to be receiving the ball here first.
All right.
It's going to put that Snowflake defense on the field first.
Nice. This will be interesting. Last week, and I don't want to bring up a whole bunch about last week, but last week against the Panthers, the Lobos gave up the opening kickoff. I know that it's something that they worked on very heavily this week, is kind of shoring up that special teams unit. And so it'll be interesting to see tonight as they kick off to ALA West Foothills tonight. So ALA will be receiving the ball first. The Lobos will be kicking off. Their kicker tonight is number 14 for the Lobos. That is going to be McCoy Norton, I believe is who the kicker is. Yes. And receiving for ALA, number 23, that's Kenyon Rosenthal. And it looks like number 42, that is Matthew Smith. No, it can't be 42. That's 12. Sorry. 12 is Cannon Trithal, are the returners for ALA. I got my glasses on tonight, Paul. I'm ready to go.
We might be tested with some of these names here.
Yeah, it's kind of some difficult names I'm looking at on their roster tonight for sure. But we'll try to give recognition where recognition is due on some of these players. And here we go, season opener for the Lobos. Kicks it off. That's going to land at about the 11-yard line and bobbled, and great pursuit there by number 2. That's going to be Irvin King, comes down and tackles at about the 10.5-yard line. Great start for the Lobos.
Kind of a poor decision there. Excellent kick by Snowflake. I think it was going to go out of bounds, maybe around the 10-yard line. The receiver decided to field the ball and was immediately met by a host of Lobos and brought down, which is going to give ALA poor field position right out of the gate.
Number 27, Ziggy Olberg, a freshman, starting at left tackle tonight. Number 55, that is going to be Isaac Woodside at left tackle. Here's a handoff right up the middle. A great job again by the Lobos. It looks like a lot of fire here tonight by those Lobos, and I think I called that name right as he made the tackle. Number 55, Isaac Woodside.
Yeah, great penetration by Snowflake defense. 3 or 4 linemen, defenders able to get through right out of the gate and hold ALA right at the line. Maybe a loss of 1 on the play. Now it looks like we got an injured player down on ALA side. We
do have an injured player down, so we'll give him a chance. That's not a good sign for ALA, but it looks like he's up and jogging off, and that is number 23 for ALA. That's their running back, Kenyon Rosenthal. He's a junior. He's their main guy. So hopefully he is okay. I know they rely on him quite a bit on that offense. So here we go. Number 67 and 68 fill up that defensive line for the Lobos. 67, Seth Farnsworth. 68, Wyatt Johnson are that defensive line for the Lobos. ALA comes out with under center, quarterback under center, 2 receivers to the left, 1 wide to the right. Here comes motion to the right side, and they're going to hand off again, and there's a lot of pressure, and that is one of your captains tonight, That's number 4, Hayden Nichols. I know he was a little disappointed last week in his performance, so I think he's wanting to prove something this week.
Great penetration by Hayden Nichols. He read that perfectly and was able to get into the backfield. Another loss. 2 runs right out of the gate by ALA, and Snowflake just getting great penetration on the defensive side, getting behind that line of scrimmage and stopping ALA short again.
Number 77 comes in on that defensive line for the Lobos. That's Jose Perez. Comes in on this big third down and 12 on the ALA 8-yard line. 1 receiver right, 1 receiver left. They got double tights. That is going to be a delay of game, and that is going to push them back half the distance to the goal line. Not a good start here so far for ALA. I'm going to put it all the way down to the 4-yard line, it looks like. So that's going to be 3rd and 16. And Lobos coming out in good shape here so far. Just can't give up a big play on this 3rd and long. Under center again, same formation, double tights, a little pitch out to the right. It looks like that is that junior running back. He's back in, so it looks like he's okay. That's number 23 rushing. That is Kenyon Rosenthal. And Paul, did you see who came up and made that tackle?
It was the corner out on this outside. I think it was Willis, number 10. I could be wrong. What do you think, Pat? A little surprised. ALA just running the ball right out of the gate here. Like you said, number 23, a big part of that offense. 3 runs back-to-back, all coming up short. And it's going to put them deep in their own end zone here to punt.
Punter with his heels on the back line. And good punt. And going to be returned a little bit fumbled again, and now he's just going to fall on it. That returner for the Lobos, number 1, Christian Smith, and just did a smart thing there, Paul, with he kind of fumbled that a couple times. Good kick. It was a ways down the field. ALA wasn't close, and he just kind of jumped on it to secure that possession.
Yeah, ended up being about a 50-yard punt and had some good hang time on it, and you got to give credit to those punt returners. That is not an easy task. When that ball is hanging, 30, 40 feet in the air and you've got guys screaming down at you, it takes a lot of concentration to focus on that ball and receive it.
Here comes your junior quarterback, Jacob Leduc, up. He's going to make a pass in the seam to number 5. That is Mason Rabin. Got turned around a little bit there at the line of scrimmage, so he would have had to make a great play on that to catch it, but open in the seam there. Yeah,
Mason Rabin did a great job of finding that open seam, and that could have been a great play. It looked like he got one hand on it, but just came up just a little bit short.
Jacob Leduc in shotgun, hands it off to Brenner Green. There he is. Nice pickup for Brenner on his first carry of the game. That's going to be a gain of about 8 yards on the play, and going to bring up 3rd and short.
Solid run by Brenner Green right up the middle, just kind of tiptoeing a little bit, using that power that he's got, able to pick up big 8 yards for the Snowflake Lobos.
Yeah, that's 3rd. It's actually about 3rd and 3. 2.5, 3 yards. We're at 8:45 left in this first quarter. So Lobos' first possession here. If you're just tuning in, they've got trips to the right, single receiver to the left. That's Gian Jones. Jacob Leduc in shotgun formation, and they're going to jump off sides. And that's a great play by the Lobos. Just a hard count there, and they had 3 or 4 guys jump off sides, and that's going to be a first down for the Lobos.
Yeah, middle backer, number 25 for the ALA Guardians, got a little excited there, came up, got some of his other teammates to jump with him. Kudos to the Snowflake line there for holding their stance. That's not an easy thing when you got defense jumping off sides. Good job to the Snowflake Lobos. 1st and 10 on the ALA 42-yard line. Jacob Leduc back to pass. Going to go deep for Smith. A nice pass. It looks like he got held up a little bit. There was a little hand action. I like that. No call, actually. That's just 2 guys kind of going to battle. Great pass. Got a hand on it, but was unable to come down with it. But a nice try by Christian Smith. I'm right there with you, Pat. I like to see a little bit of physicality. It looked like there was a little bit of push-off on both sides. Christian Smith able to get one hand on it, but just couldn't bring it in.
So here we go. 2nd and 10 on the ALA 42-yard line. They have 2 receivers this time to the right. Going to hand that off to Brenner, kind of a little stretch play. He's going to try to find a little seam. Gets run out of bounds. Gain of just a few on that play, but a nice little pickup. Gain of 4 on that. We're going to call that a gain of 4. That's going to bring up 3rd and 6.
Hey, one thing I'm already loving about Brenner Green, it's not often that you see running backs put their shoulders down like that nowadays. It's more of the shake and bake game. And Brenner getting physical already, putting his shoulder down and giving the defender a little bit of a blow to pick up a tough 4 yards, 3 yards there.
Nice job by Brenner. The big play here, third and long. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right. Here's a little fake handoff, a little screen play. That's going to go to Gian Jones. He's going to pick up a few. He's going to be a few yards short of the first down. Going to bring it back about to the 34-yard line. Going to bring up a 4th and 3. I would think in this situation the Lobos will definitely go for it.
Yeah, Snowflake did a fantastic job of spreading that out to the left, and I love the poise of Leduc selling a great fake and turning around. That play was perfectly set up, just well defended by the Guardians.
Guardians?
Yes. Ask and you shall receive. I got a text. I got to give a shout out to Janie Johnson.
Nice.
As soon as you said that, I got a text. ALA Guardians.
There we go. Nice play by the Lobos. They went into that trips. Leduc did a little play action, rolled to his left, found Christian Smith sitting in the slot, and he was wide open, and he put it right on the numbers. Nice pitch and catch for the Lobos, and giving them a first down on the ALA, the Guardians' 25-yard line.
Yeah, Christian Smith did a great job of just settling right in that pocket, and again, an experienced an experienced varsity quarterback here with Leduc did an awesome job of just putting it right on the numbers.
Here goes Leduc. He got behind Green on that. Going to pick up maybe a yard on that. I know that Jacob's coming into this game with a lot of pressure. He had 21 carries last week against the Panthers for, I believe, a negative 7 yards. And so you could see right there how many times he kind of got sacked over in Flagstaff last week. So I know that he's got kind of a chip on his shoulders, and I'm expecting a good game from him. But 2nd and 9, 6:20 left to go in this first quarter. Looks like ALA is going to bring some pressure. There's a fake handoff, Leduc again, and he's going to get stuffed in the backfield. Nice play by the Guardians.
Yeah, Guardians doing a good job there of just stacking the box, blitzing 2 right up the middle, not giving much of a lane there for the running game on Snowflake's side and shutting that down short.
That's actually going to be a loss of almost 2 on that play, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 11 from the Guardians' 26-yard line. Lobos need to come up with a big play here. I want to give a shout-out a little bit to that offensive line. I'm seeing on this right side, number 75. That is Lane Lesheminit. Here's a fake handoff to the right. Leduc rolls to the right. He's going to have lots of room on this left side to run, but he's going to throw it downfield, and he's going to find a receiver on the 5-yard line. That's going to be caught again by Christian Smith. I thought Leduc was just going to tuck that and run. He had all the room in the world there, but sees Christian Smith down the field wide open and hits him, and that's a great play by the Lobos.
That was such an impressive play by Snowflake quarterback Leduc. He did a phenomenal job of rolling out to the right. I thought he was going to get hit hard with 2 trailing defenders coming his way. Made a little fake and was able to cut it all the way back to the other side of the field to find Christian Smith down about the 5-yard line.
Here's a handoff to Brenner right up the middle, but the Guardians read that one. That's going to be a big loss. A loss of 3 on the play, going to bring up 2nd and goal from about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, ALA doing a really good job. Really, like I said, stacking that box. It'll be interesting to see how Snowflake offense adjusts to this. Not much of running room up those middle lanes between those linemen with how much pressure they're bringing up the middle.
They are senior heavy on this defense, the Guardians, and they're big. They're big. The Lobos are going to have a difficult time kind of taking that outside. But Brenner, he kind of he kind of was able to skip around a tackle there and almost gets in. I think he got it down to about the 2-yard line, it looks like. A nice effort there by Green.
Almost a loss there. Defensive end by ALA coming around strong. Brenner able to put on the afterburners and get around the outside and just put his head down and muscle it to put the Snowflake just a few yards out of scoring a touchdown here.
We're glad to be bringing you the Sports Zone Game of the Week, Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. Here's Jacob. He's just going to take it to the right, and he's going to walk in the end zone for the Lobos. First home touchdown of the year, and it goes to their varsity quarterback, I'm trying to think of the word. Sorry, this is the first game for me too, so I'm a little rusty, but veteran, I guess I should say, the veteran quarterback returning from last year. He's just a junior, but that is Jacob Leduc, and he gets in for the Lobos' first score.
Yeah, Snowflake set that up to just do a little option between Jacob and Brenner out to the right side, and Jacob decided early on he wasn't going to be pitching that ball. He put his head down and got into the end zone to put Snowflake up 6-0.
Kick by number 14, McCoy Norton. That is going to be good, and it's going to give the Lobos a 7-0 lead. Here in the first quarter with 4:16 to go. You're listening to the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. We'll take a quick break.
It's deal or better deal. Only at Hatch Toyota in Show. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then play deal or better deal. We've got 15 briefcases loaded with bonus discounts from $300 to a whopping $3,000. Pick your case, open it up, boom, $800 in additional savings. Now here's the twist. Keep it or risk it and go for a better deal. You can keep going until you say deal or drop below your last pick. Financing starting at 0% for 72 months and payment starting at just $189 a month at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
At the Furniture Gallery, we just don't sell lazy boy recliners, sofas, and sectionals. We sell the good life. We'll do whatever it takes to make your house feel like a home, short of tucking you in at night. Comfort guaranteed, style on point. Because once you sit down, you'll never want to stand up. And that's exactly how we make our customers for life. The Furniture Gallery, the champions of comfort.
Nice kickoff there by the kicker. I'm trying to get these names down. That's Norton, McCoy Norton. He is a sophomore, and he put that one in the end zone, Paul, and that's something that we've been used to the last few years with their Crockett as being their kicker for the last several years. Great job by Norton there getting it in the end zone. ALA will start this possession on their own 20-yard line. So here we go. 2 receivers left, one to the right, single back. He's in shotgun. He's going to hand that off to their junior running back. He finds a little bit of a hole. Nice run that time. Gain of about 8 yards on the play.
ALA not hiding what they're doing here. The last 4 plays from the line of scrimmage from offense have been just right up the middle. Like you said, they rely heavily on this junior running back, number 23. That time he was able to put his head down and get a good pickup for the Guardians, about 8 yards.
As I think I mentioned, but their quarterback, number 16, Carlos Serrano, is a freshman. And then they start this junior receiver and or the junior running back. Other than that, this entire offense is seniors, and they are big up front. I don't think there's a kid on their offensive line that is under 280, Paul. They are big. And that play, a little pass out to the left, obvious holding call out here by the receiver, and that's going to go against the Guardians, put them back 10 yards, so that's going to bring up second down and about 11, I believe, here with 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, would have been a first down for the Guardians, but due to the hold, that's going to put them here with about 2nd and 12, deep in their territory. Guardians kind of struggling to get something going on offense here, have been pinned pretty much the whole time the start of this first quarter.
Officials discussing something out there, but I think they've got it figured out. And here comes the Guardians up to the line. But just look at that offensive line. I'm going to try to get you some numbers here. When they turn just right, I can see their numbers, and we'll get you some numbers and sizes of this offensive line. It's impressive. Here's a run to number 23 again. Great job by the Lobos. Initially hit by number 26. That is Jackson Merrill, and then finished off by a pack of Lobos there.
I love the penetration of this Snowflake defense. Doing a really good job. Guardians tried to pull 2 linemen there, and the running back falling in right behind them. But Snowflake just getting too much penetration, doing a really good job of getting off the ball quick and getting into that backfield.
Yeah. I'm seeing a lineman number 50, and I lied to you a little bit. This he says he's a senior, 6'5", 270. And then I'm seeing a number 77, junior, 6'4", 275. Quarterback, back to pass, feeling some pressure. Going to roll out to the left and just kind of run out of bounds. That's going to be a loss on the play of 1 and going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Snowflake doing a really good job of just containing that quarterback. Not able to get as much pressure that time, but he rolls out, and they're able to pin him down and keep him from skirting down the sidelines there and forced to run out of bounds and going to force the Guardians to punt here.
Great job by that Lobo defense. Guardians had a couple of plays where they had an opportunity to get a first down, but unable to get a first down yet in their first 2 possessions, and dropped back to receive a punt for the Lobos. That's Christian Smith, number 1. He's going to call a fair catch on his own 39-yard line, so about where they took possession over last time.
Again, great catch by Christian Smith. Bobbling that first one, he came back out with some determination to bring that one in, and going to give the Lobos some good field position just about midfield here as we have about 2 minutes left here in this first quarter.
Lobos impressive on their first possession. As Paul said, 2:08 to go in this first quarter. Lobos up 7-0. They take over this second possession on their own 39-yard line. You got Gian Jones spread out in the trips to the left. Mason Rabin in the slot. You got Gian Jones out here to the right. And I think they had another hard count, and that's going to be offsides on the Guardians. And this will bring up 1st and 5 for the Lobos. So good job by LeDuc here starting this game with that hard count. He's caught him a couple of times jumping off sides.
Really impressed with this young, new Snowflake line, doing a good job of holding that hard count.
Brenner Green with the carry. That's going to be a pickup of 2 on the play. Going to bring up 2nd and 3.
Yeah, Brenner Green just doing a good job of putting his head down and falling in behind his lineman there. Those are tough yards earned.
You know, I like this, though, Paul. You know, in high school football, time of possession is huge. When you're in the lead, to be able to kill a lot of clock, and that's what the Lobos are doing right here. I mean, they're just, they're going to try to pick up 3 or 4 yards here and run that clock down as long as they can. Here's a pass play up the middle. That's going to be intercepted. It was in the slot trying to hit Mason Rabin, but sneaky Guardian defender there just kind of snuck in front and was able to snag that ball for a Snowflake turnover. And he caught that ball on the Guardians' 39-yard line. They'll have 1st and 10 from there.
Interception by number 3, Isaac Morales of ALA. Just did a good job of reading the quarterback's eyes. Looked like there was a little bit of miscommunication between Rabin. He was going downfield, and Jacob put that ball up a little bit early, and Mason didn't get his head around, and the defender able to just sneak in and get a good interception there.
Guardians with some motion coming to the left. They're going to hand that ball off to number 23. It looks like he's going to get the majority of these carries tonight by the looks of this first quarter. Gain of just maybe 2 on the play. Going to bring up 2nd and 8. Approaching 1 minute to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how ALA adjusts to this. Probably about 80 to 90% of their plays have been to their junior running back, number 23, right up the middle, and just not much happening there. Snowflake doing such a good job of getting penetration. We'll see how they adjust.
Maybe they're just thinking on this with this freshman quarterback. And you can see there, that was a little miscommunication. He turned the wrong way, had to switch hands to hand the ball back. And you can see him and that running back kind of discussing it right now. And that's going to be a loss of 1 on the play, going to bring up 3rd and 9.
Yeah, this is a big stage for a freshman.
Yeah.
And especially to be able to come in and command the offense. Looks like they're going through a little bit of growing pains here, but doing a good job.
Couple of freshmen out there on both of these varsity sides. Quarterback for the Guardians and that defensive end, Ziggy Olberg out there. Oh my goodness, that was a great play. That is Mason Rabin coming up with a huge hit. Little pass out in the flats on the right. And Mason read that just right, stuck his face mask right in the chest of that receiver and drove him back about 5 yards. Great play by Mason Rabin.
That was a textbook hit there, Pat. He came up and put his helmet right in that receiver's numbers and drilled him to the ground. Heck of a defensive play by Mason Rabin. Great read and great tackle.
Great way to end the first quarter. We'll take a quick break as you listen to the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
The all-new 2025 Toyota Tacoma is here at Hatch Toyota, and it's tougher, smarter, and bolder than ever. It's built to handle Arizona's wildest terrain. Drive one home for as low as $269 a month. Plus, it's deal or better deal. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then take your shot at bonus savings with 15 mystery briefcases. Each holds a hidden discount from $300 to $3,000. Only at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
It started with a dream, simple, honest, and rooted in the White Mountains of Arizona. That dream shaped legends, and those legends built Perkins Cinders. Through decades of ethic and hard work, the business became more than a name. Perkins Cinders, built by legends, driven by purpose.
All right, Lobos are back, ready for a punt. Here's a little shank. He acted like he was going to run that, Paul, and then he decided to just kick it, and it came off the side of his foot. That is going to be, they're blowing a whistle. I am seeing a flag out there. We'll see what the flag is, but that is actually going to be a loss on the play if this is spotted where it is now. That'll be 2-yard loss and turnover to the Lobos. So it's going to put the Lobos in really good field position on the Guardians' 38-yard line. There's going to be a personal foul on that also, so I think they're going to get another 15 yards with a head-to-head contact by a Guardians player. And that's going to put the ball all the way down to the Guardian 23-yard line. So great opportunity here for the Lobos to get another score on the board to start the second quarter.
Yeah, it looked like that punter was maybe seeing something on that outside, like he was tempted to tuck and run it, and then at the last minute decided to punt it, and ended up being a poor decision and just giving the Lobos some really good field position here.
Low snap. LeDuc was able to pick it up. Just tries to get what he can get out of that play. It looked like it might have been a run play to him anyway, off tackle. But a low snap, he was able to pick it up and get a couple of yards on the play. So he made a little bit out of what could have been a disaster.
Yeah, that ended up being a lot better than it could have been. Jacob LeDuc showing just his talent there, being able to pick up and scramble off the ground and get a couple of yards for the Lobos.
Better snap this time, hand off to Green. Green puts his head down, shoulder down, up the middle, going to bring up a third down. That was only a gain of about 3 on that play. Going to bring up 3rd and 6, it looks like. 3rd and 7 maybe. So good job here by the Guardians. They could have just kind of given up on this possession with as bad as that last punt was with the penalty. But they're coming out here and they're sticking it to the Lobos here on the first couple of downs. So big third play here. LeDuc gets it, little sprint play. Green has it, shugs the tackle, hits the end zone, touchdown, Brenner Green. Harley was touched on that. There was an opportunity kind of at about the line of scrimmage, but he just shook that tackle off and was able to walk in the end zone, and that is going to be a touchdown. There is a flag on the play. Paul, I don't know if you were able to see that, but.
Yeah, such an impressive run by Brenner Green. You never know whether he's going to put his head down or he's going to turn on the afterburners, and I think he caught some of those defenders off guard because he looked like he was coming up to hit, and then all of a sudden just bursted out to the outside and turned on the speed, and he was gone before anybody knew what happened, and brings in another score for the Lobos.
I don't know what that call is. He gave a kicking motion. Somebody kicked somebody. I don't know what that was, but I would think that they would mark that at half the distance of the goal, but they didn't. Maybe the coaching staff just declined that, and they're going to bring on their trusty kicker here and get this extra point to make this a 14-0 ball game. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up. Looks good. Is good. 14-0. Lobos on top. We'll take another quick break. You're listening to the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
What would you buy with a $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse? You could load up for hunting, fishing, and camping. Grab a Traeger or a Pit Boss smoker, high-end Vortex optics, or top-notch boots and outdoor gear. When you get your insured windshield replaced by Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, you get your choice of 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets, or a $100 window tint certificate. You're entered to win the $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
You don't have to drive hours for top-notch healthcare. We've got it right here at White Mountain Regional Medical Center's Rural Health Clinic in Springerville. Heart skipping a beat? Our cardiologists have you covered. Achy feet? Our podiatry team's a step ahead. From pulmonology to orthopedics and mental and behavioral health, we treat you, not just the chart. White Mountain Regional Medical Center, empowering a healthier community.
All right, so it looks like Paul was just explaining this to me, but there was a penalty on that last play. They enforced it on the kickoff, so kickoff for the Lobos is going to be on the Guardians' 45-yard line. And so you don't know what the Lobos are going to do here. This might be a good opportunity for a little squib kick or even an onside kick, but they did not do that. They kicked it in the back of the end zone. Don't want to take any chances probably with field position here, and the Guardians will start this possession on their 20-yard line. As well as this defense is playing tonight, Paul, I agree with that.
Yeah, so far the Lobos doing such an impressive job. First home game of the season. Really came out fired up, Pat. You can see it. They are physically just running circles around these Guardians. Doing a great job on defense, and like you said, just eating up that clock and starting to wear that ALA Guardian defense down on offense.
So as the Guardians come up to the line, we got another whistle here. Some discussion by the refs again. We got 10:40 left to go in the first half. Lobos up 14-0. Ball is on the Guardian 20-yard line. Great job by this Snowflake defense today. I'm going to give a little shout out again, Captain. I was able to announce a little bit of the line. I hope I got 67, Seth Farnsworth, 68, Wyatt Johnson. I'm seeing, of course, 27, that's Ziggy Olberg. And I believe 55 is Isaac Woodside. Those middle linebackers tonight for the Lobos, number 4, Hayden Nichols. And I'll get the other one for you. I believe it's number 88, but fake handoff up the middle. Quarterback rolls to the right. A little pitch and catch out in the flats. Nice catch. Nice defense there by number 2 for the Lobos. That's Irvin King. Nice tackle there, but a gain of about 4 on the play.
ALA quarterback, freshman quarterback, doing a good job, showing some good poise for a freshman, rolling out, putting a really good ball on his receiver, and giving the Guardians their first real positive play in this first half.
Quarterback back to pass again. A little pass out to the right. Going to gain maybe a half a yard on that play, but looks like ALA's coming out here on this possession, trying to do something a little bit different.
Yeah, I'd be interested how they responded, and it looks like they're going to try to change things up. Not much going on with the running game for the Guardians. And so far, the freshman quarterback for ALA doing a good job, throwing 2 good balls back to back. And it looks like they're going to try to change things up a little bit here on offense.
3rd and 6. Man in motion, a little pass right up the middle, a little pitch. Good pursuit by the Lobos, and they are not getting anything on that. Nice job there by the Lobos. I'm going to give credit to Christian Smith out there, number 1. And that's going to be a loss on the play and bring up 4th and long for the Guardians, and they are bringing out that punting unit again. It'll be interesting, Paul, with the last punt to see what this junior punter does. The punter is number 23. That's Rosenthal. He's their running back. His first 2 punts were unbelievable. Like, he can kick the ball. They're like 50 yards in the air, but that last one he shanked pretty good. So it'll be interesting to see where his head's at on this one.
Yeah, probably not going to think much about running on this and just get the ball up in the air.
Another very high, good kick. That's going to take a Guardian bounce. Going to bring the ball all the way down to the Lobo 29-yard line. And that's where they will take over with 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. Lobos up 14-0. Looking good, able to score on both of their possessions tonight so far. And just doing a great job.
Yeah. Snowflake receivers deciding to let that punt go, and it cost them. Got a great bounce for the Guardians and put them back about another 15 yards. Those are the ones where you like to see that receiver come up and receive that ball and save you 15 more yards by just calling a fair catch.
That's usually a little bit of an easier catch, too, because it's in front of you. The last couple that Smith had a problem with were a little bit deeper and was a little sketchy. But that one, you should be able to come up and catch that ball. But here's a fake handoff to Brenner. But you can tell these Guardians, they have a lot of the same defensive tendencies as the Panthers did last week. And they're focused in on number 8, Jacob Leduc. And they're not going to let him get anything tonight. That's going to be a big loss on the play, loss of about 5 on the play, going to bring up 2nd and 15.
Yeah, ALA Guardians only have 3 lineman defenders up front on the line and just stacking that box with backers. And doing a good job of coming up and keeping Leduc contained there.
I wouldn't be surprised here. The Guardians are in a cover 2 defense. Here's Leduc with a pass, going to sling it out to Raven, intended for, nope, that's number 3, isn't it? Yep, number 3. That was intended for Edge Bryant. Just a little bit out of his reach. Going to bring up 3rd and 15. I was going to mention on that play, I wouldn't be surprised. ALA in this cover 2 defense. I know Coach Reddick pretty well. He tries to look at these seams. Obviously, they've had a couple of opportunities to hit receivers in the seam. The one was just behind Mason Raven. The other one, a little miscommunication and interception. But don't be surprised here if they go back to that little seam route. And it looks like this might be a called little quarterback draw. And Jacob picking up some good yards. That's going to be a gain of 10 on the play, but that's going to bring up 4th and 5 for the Lobos.
With how Snowflake's doing, Pat, what do you think? I know this isn't 4-down territory, but and Trevor Reddick, is he going to go for it here?
He's not. Well, he's proved me wrong so many times. I can't read that guy's mind very well. You'd think I could, but I can't. And so if it was me, I'll just say this. If it was me up 14-0, you've got to punt this away. Try to pin them back. Play the field position game here. And, you're up. You're not in any hurry. You don't want to get yourself in any trouble here. Just go back in punt formation and kick this one off, which it looks like the Lobos are going to do. Punter is Jacob Leduc, and they're going to take a delay of game call, which is fine. It's a 5-yard penalty. They were maybe trying to get him to jump off sides there, which is a good call. 5 yards here on 4th down isn't going to kill you on a punt. So,
yeah, it looked like they were they put Jacob up, trying to draw the defense offsides by doing the hard count. Then he dropped back, and it looked like Trevor was calling for a timeout, but the line judge was so far down he couldn't hear him. And so it's going to pin the Lobos back just a little bit more, 5 yards back, to punt this ball away.
Yeah, and there was nobody back. They had somebody kind of go back there at last minute, but a great punt there by Jacob Leduc, just kicked it away, and that's all the way down to the Guardian 21-yard line. So we'll take a quick break. You're listening to the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota.
Have you heard the big news? At White Mountain Regional Medical Center, we are bigger and better than ever. With our newly expanded emergency room facility and capabilities, we are even better equipped to handle your urgent needs with the care and efficiency you deserve. Discover the new standard in healthcare, right in your backyard. Choose White Mountain Regional Medical Center, located in Springerville, where specialized and emergency care are now within reach.
When exactness is ordered, Hatch Concrete will deliver. We provide ready-mix concrete for any size job, from the do-it-yourself project to the professional construction project, delivering a variety of aggregate to suit your concrete or construction needs from granite to cinders. Hatch Concrete is not just another ready-mix concrete company. We provide quality service, quality concrete, concrete pumping, and Fox blocks where quality is not just a name, but a tradition. At Hatch Concrete, this mud's for you.
All right, welcome back. It's like a timeout. All right, sorry about that, folks. We had a little issue there with a commercial, but we are back. There was a little timeout on the play anyway, so we didn't miss anything. First down for the Guardians on their own 21-yard line. Impressed again with this Snowflake defense tonight, just playing really well. There's a handoff to the first man through. That's number 25. I don't think we've brought him up yet. 25 is Hunter Cotton. That's a senior running back. They had kind of two running backs back there, and they handed it off to their fullback right up the middle. Nice gain of about 9 on the play.
Yeah, Hunter Cotton, big kid, just bruising his way down through the middle. Laid a hit on a few Lobos and able to pick up the biggest carry for the Guardians so far on the night in this first half.
Here's another quick handoff right at the middle. The Lobos putting 5 men on the line. They've come out with a little bit of a different formation. The quarterback is under center, and they have 3 running backs, like an I formation, but with 3 running backs back to back to back. So a little bit different here, and they're doing it again. 33 right behind the quarterback with number 25 behind him, and then the number 23 behind them. And that is, I believe, the first down of the night for the Guardians. They try to go to their tailback, number 23, Rosenthal. Nice job that time. First hit by number 26 for the Lobos. That's Jackson Merrill. Kind of held him up and then finished off by a couple of other Lobos, but that's going to be a loss on the play of about 2, bringing up 2nd and 12.
Yeah, interesting formation by these Guardians with that 3 running back set. So far, just a lot of inconsistency with these Guardians. They've run 3 different offenses, 3 possessions that they've had this ball.
In the same formation, went back to their tailback. Gets about back to the original line of scrimmage. Just a gain of 3 on the play. Going to bring up 3rd and 9. Great job by this Lobo defense. They're reading that pretty well. The only issue they've had is when they hand it off to that second man through, number 25. But bringing up a 3rd and long here, it'll be interesting see if they go back to that same formation.
Yeah, Hunter Cotton, number 25, 6-foot senior, 220 pounds.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
He can move pretty quick. Was able to pick up about 20 yards between his 2 carries, and then they didn't give the ball back to him.
Same formation, fake handoff. Quarterback's going to roll to the left. He's going to look downfield, Doesn't have had a receiver down there, but double covered and just kind of threw it out of bounds. That's going to bring up 4th down. Great job again by the Lobos. You know, a first down on that. Kind of a different look, a different formation. They adjusted and was able to hold them after that first down to 3 and out. So punt unit is on again. Christian Smith, there he is back there ready to return a punt.
Yeah, ALA Guardians, I think, trying to throw the Lobos off with run, and then kind of a draw pass there. Intended receiver number 15, Kingston Kahn, and just good job by the Snowflake DBs staying deep to defend that pass.
A good punt again there. It actually went off the back of one of the Guardians and just went right out of bounds. So no bounce on that one to give them a little extra. But here comes the Lobo offense again, led by number 8. That's junior quarterback Jacob Leduc. Again out there just looking for something big from him here, Paul, in the next little while. He hasn't had an opportunity to just break one yet, and I'm just looking forward to when that happens, because it will happen.
Yeah, a lot of speed from Jacob Leduc, and if he gets out in the open, bye-bye.
Here's another quick pass play that's going to be incomplete, much to the dismay of number 10 there for the Lobos. That's Coulter Willis. He thought he had it. It looked pretty good. He tried to pick that up with his hands. It was on the grass, but looks like he may have made a catch, but too close to call there, and that's going to be called incomplete.
Yeah, Coulter turning to the sideline just signaling, I got my hands under it, but they're not buying that one. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Lobos.
2nd and 10. 4:40 left to go in the first half. Lobos up 14-0, trying to get another score on the board before half. Fake handoff to Green. He was going to try to do a quick pass out there to Gian Jones, but one of those big defensive linemen with his hands up. It looked like number 11 for the Guardians. That's Matthew Lee, senior linebacker, 6'2", 225 pounds. These guys are big, Paul. This is a big football team.
Yeah, Matthew Lee doing a really good job. Just reading the quarterback's eyes and then jumping and getting his hands up and swatting that ball down, not giving Leduc much of a chance.
3rd and 10, so great job here by the Guardians holding the Lobos. Leduc rolls to his left, tries again to throw it outside. Pressure, a lot of pressure there by this Guardian defense. Jacob gets hit right as he releases the ball, and it was tipped again, going to bring up 4th and 10.
Yeah, number 25, Hunter Cotton of the ALA Guardians, just doing a good job of pursuing Jacob Leduc, and again getting his hands up in front of Jacob and swatting that ball down. It's going to bring up another 4th and long for the Snowflake Lobos.
Well, folks, just to kind of give you an idea, I mean, this ALA defense is so kind of desperate. They're bringing the house. I'm looking at replay here, and they're bringing everybody in there and their dog here in this second quarter. And so Lobos are going to have to figure out a couple of things here in this quarter. Kind of keep them honest. See if they can do something about that pressure. Lobos take a timeout, and we will too. You're listening to the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota. All right, Lobos come out of their timeout with a 4th and 10. Couple of incomplete passes for the Lobos here in this possession. Jacob Leduc back. He's going to kick that. Nobody returning back there for the Guardians. And Leduc just putting it down there, and they let it roll, and that's going to go all the way down to the Guardian 11-yard line, it looks like. So great strategy here with as well as the Lobo defense is playing tonight. That's what you got to do. You got to play the possession game here.
Excellent kick by Jacob Leduc. Ended up being over almost a 50, 60-yard punt there, pinning the Guardians deep in their territory. So far, Pat, they just haven't had a ton of luck on their side during this game. Have started out their offense deep in their territory on most of their possessions, not really giving them a great opportunity to get out and get this offense going.
Here they go away from that I formation. 2 receivers right. Quarterback still under center with 1 left. Fake a handoff, roll to the right, gonna go deep. Gets it up in the air, just kind of throws it up. Good looking throw. I mean, that was a perfect spiral on that thing for a freshman. Threw it down there about 40 yards, which is pretty good. But incomplete, gonna bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, intended receiver Cannon Trithall, senior 6'2", 185. Did a good job sprinting down the sidelines, but Mason Rabin there on defense doing a good job of coming back to the ball and making him fight for it and just not able to bring it down.
I would just be careful here if you're the Guardians throwing too much. I mean, if they have a couple of incompletions here, they're going to run about 15 seconds off of this clock and give the Lobos a lot of time left, and he does. He rolls this time out to the left, has a guy down the field. This time he comes up with it. Nice pass, nice catch out there. Going to bring the ball all the way down to the Guardian 39-yard line. Going to be a first down, and they'll take a 1st and 10 from the 39.
Yeah, great catch by number 8, Dom Bove. I hope I said that right. Dom Bove, senior for the ALA Guardians, able to get deep and get behind the safety, bringing up the biggest pass play for the ALA Guardians.
And they're just chucking down, but there's Gian Jones. Hung right with that receiver. Goes up high, gets it at the highest point. That was technique right there. That was one of the greatest defensive plays right there that I've seen this year so far. Is just sticking hip on on the receiver's hip and just going up and catching that at the highest point. That was a very athletic, very good play by Gian Jones.
Great interception by Gian Jones. ALA Guardians able to be successful with 1 deep play, and I think they tried to go back to it thinking they could outrun these corners. And Gian Jones just doing a really good job of staying on the pocket of that receiver and going up and high pointing that ball and bringing up a huge interception for the Snowflake Lobos.
See what the Lobos could do here with 3:50 left to go in the first half. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Leduc in shotgun. Going to throw a pass to Christian Smith down the field. That's going to be there's a flag on the play too. I wonder who they're going to call that on. If they're going to call that offensive or defensive, but that is no different than what they've been doing all night on both sides of the ball. There's a little bit of hand checking, which you and I already discussed this, is that it looks like they're bringing this back. Oh, no. I don't know why they brought the ball back. Well, maybe they were going to take the penalty from the line of scrimmage, but the Lobos declined it, which is the smart call because that was like a 25-yard pass play. So that's going to put the ball up on the 44-yard line, which it seems like that was a little bit further down the field to me. But here's an official timeout. We'll see what they're discussing here. But anyway, back to the pass play. I don't mind a little bit of hand checking as long as there's not an intentional push at the last minute or anything to get you open. It's just good defense. You just, you're fighting out there. You're trying to make a play, and I don't necessarily like those calls sometimes. But
Christian Smith did a great job of fighting off that defender and using his speed just to get down the sidelines and having to go up and jump up and catch that ball and bring it down for a great gain for the Lobos.
Here's a handoff to Brenner Green. He's that little sprint play that they were so successful with last week. I love this play right here because it gives Brenner opportunity, they hand it back behind the line of scrimmage and gives him a little time to kind of sprint to the way the play's going. And then when he sees that cutback, he can cut it back, and he does such a great job with it, even though that was only a gain of 3. And that's one issue with the play, is that you get the ball so far behind the line of scrimmage, you run for 10 yards and it's a gain of 3. But I just like that and watching Brenner run that play. Okay, here we go, same play to Brenner. This time the Guardians read that one perfectly. That's going to be a loss of 4, so he's going to lose those 3 he got and lose 1 more.
Yeah, that one sniffed out by the ALA Guardians, doing a really good job of containing that end. Seeing Brenner again, the Lobos trying to stretch it out to Brenner Green, and 2 defenders right on him to bring up a loss of about 5 for the Lobos.
Man, I would really love to see one of those seam plays to Mason Rabin right at the middle of the field, but we'll see what Coach Reddick has here. Jacob Leduc back to pass. Tries to get it over a defender to Mason Rabin, but just throws it a little bit too short. And that one is picked off by number 11 for the Guardians. And that's going to give the Guardians pretty good field position here to try to get a score in before the end of the half with 2:20 left.
They must have read your mind, Pat. Jacob Leduc trying to find Mason Rabin right in the seam, and I think he had him. Mason had settled and was open. And just trying to float it over the head of those linebackers. But Matthew Lee, number 11 for ALA, 6'2". That's a hard float, and he was able to go up and high point that ball and bring up an interception for the Guardians.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It was a very good play by the Guardians, that number 11. That was a very athletic. He got up and he caught that ball and did a great job. But this is going to be offsides, so not a good way to start. You know, high school football is a lot about momentum, and you get an interception like that, you got time left on the clock, and then you come up to the line and you jump off sides. Kind of a momentum killer here, but this is going to be 1st and 15 from the Guardian 36-yard line. Back to that spread formation, 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Number 23, Rosenthal, the lone back. Here's a man in motion going to the right side. Here's quarterback back to pass, looking deep. Getting some pressure from the backside, going to tuck it. Finds Rosenthal after a little bit of running around back there. That's going to be a gain of just a few on the play. Gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
Yeah, number 14, Cole Nunez, quarterback for the Guardians, just rolls out right, looking deep for his receiver. And Snowflake doing a really good job of covering those deep receivers, and so ended up having to just dump it to his running back. Able to pick up 4 or 5 for the Guardians.
Got 2 receivers out here to the short side of the field. 1 receiver way out to the wide side. Back to pass again. Here's a quick pass. Gonna get knocked into the hands of Hayden Nichols. He tries to cut it back, brings it past the 20. And that was set up by whoever that defender was, Paul, that hit that receiver right as he was catching the ball. Ball went up in the air. Hayden Nichols just happened to be in the right place at the right time. I'm going to get you a number on that defender who came up and made that play. Great job by Hayden getting up the field, but I want to get a number. That's going to be number 2 on our replay. That's Irvin King. Great job. He was the reason for that play. Great job, Irvin King, making a great tackle and making that play happen.
Irvin King coming up and putting a pop on the receiver right as he caught the ball. And you couldn't have drawn that up more perfectly. Hayden Nichols just in the right spot. Ball fell right into his hands and brought up a huge interception for the Lobos.
Lobos got to make something happen here. Here's just a quick play out to Mason Rabin. Great job. I want to see him more involved, which I think they're trying to do. And that's how you have to keep the Guardians honest there. They're bringing the house, a lot of pressure, a little play action to the right, turned around to the left, found Mason in the flat. That was a great play by the Lobos. Good pickup of about 8 or 9 on the play.
Yeah, really impressed with Jacob Leduc's ability to sell that fake in that play action and then just turn around and hit his receiver, Mason Rabin, with such composure.
Here's Brenner Green up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles. Great job by Brenner. Going to get him a first down, bringing the ball about to the 6-yard line, but just a tough run there by Green.
Yeah, Green met almost at the line of scrimmage and able to fight for a couple of yards with 3 or 4 Guardian defenders on him. Just such a tough kid running up the middle.
They're bringing the house. I told you already, they are bringing everyone. Lobos doing a good job here. If they can get past that level 1 and those guys coming, they're going to be in pretty good shape. And here's LeDuc, and he gets in for his second touchdown of the night. And they did just exactly what we just mentioned there. They brought all the pressure up the middle. LeDuc went off the left edge and got in for the score right before half. What a big touchdown for the Lobos.
Huge score for the Lobos with 50 seconds left here before halftime. It looked like it was set up just like a draw play. LeDuc took the deep snap, read those backers coming right up the middle and able to pick his hole and had to fight a little bit to get in the end zone there. Impressive by Jacob, putting down his head and really fighting to get in the end zone to put the Lobos up.
I talked to Jacob a little bit during the week, and as the kick is up and good. 3 in a row. Good job by the sophomore kicker. But Jacob LeDuc, we had a little bit of talks. He was pretty disappointed last week. He felt like he was trying to run and get away from things and use his quickness and to go back and forth, and he didn't have a whole lot of success. And you can tell this week it's a little bit different frame of mind for him. You know, he's putting his head down, he's running straight, and not trying to do anything fancy, just using his strength. The kid squats over 400 pounds. I mean, there's not a kid out there that's going to bring him down on the first tackle unless they can get into his ankles. But the kid is so strong, he's going to figure it out this year and figure out how to be successful. So,
yeah, so many threats by Jacob LeDuc. Has such a great arm and such good composure as a quarterback throwing the ball, but also able to put down his head and just quick, very, very quick. If you get him out into the open, he is fast. And he just that dual threat quarterback, such an asset to the Snowflake offense.
21-0, Lobos ahead, 21, 3 touchdowns in this first half. Nice job by the Lobos. 51.4 seconds left to go in the first half. They kicked it into the end zone. That's going to bring it to the 20-yard line where the Guardians will take over. And good news is, Paul, is that for the Lobos, is that they get the ball to start the second half. They deferred to start this game, and so they're going to come out and get the ball. If they can hold the Guardians here till halftime, they'll have another opportunity right after half. See what the Guardians decide to do here, if they try to make a big play or if they're just going to take it easy and run that clock off. Quarterback snap, rolls to his right, a lot of pressure. Nice job by the Lobos, good sportsmanship helping the quarterback up after the hit. Incomplete pass, going to stop the clock again, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, intended receiver there, number 6, Aiden Anaya. For ALA, 6'5", 240 pounds. You've said it several times on this broadcast, Pat. This ALA team is not small. And freshman quarterback just throwing his receiver a little bit short, unable to come up with that as it was in the ground.
Another snap, another roll to the right. He tried to pass it back, but kind of rolled up underneath him. His own defender. Looks like he might be shaking up the lineman. Might be a little ankle issue. That was kind of a weird looking play. He was kind of in it with a Lobo defender, and they kind of got rolled up together, and then the receiver went up to catch the pass, and they just kind of rolled under the receiver. So hurt player out on the field. We'll take a quick break. Hopefully he's okay. You're listening to the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
It's deal or better deal. Only at Hatch Toyota in Show. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then play deal or better deal. We've got 15 briefcases loaded with bonus discounts from $300 to a whopping $3,000. Pick your case, open it up, boom, $800 in additional savings. Now here's the twist. Keep it or risk it and go for a better deal. You can keep going until you say deal or drop below your last pick. Financing starting at 0% for 72 months and payment starting at just $189 a month at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
At the Furniture Gallery, we just don't sell lazy boy recliners, sofas, and sectionals. We sell the good life. We'll do whatever it takes to make your house feel like a home, short of tucking you in at night. Comfort guaranteed, style on point. Because once you sit down, you'll never want to stand up. And that's exactly how we make our customers for life. The Furniture Gallery, the champions of comfort.
The all-new 2025 Toyota Tacoma is here at Hatch Toyota, and it's tougher, smarter, and bolder than ever. It's built to handle Arizona's wildest terrain. Drive one home for as low as $269 a month. Plus, it's deal or better deal. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then take your shot at bonus savings with 15 mystery briefcases. Each holds a hidden discount from $300 to $3,000. Only at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
It started with a dream, simple, honest, and rooted in the White Mountains of Arizona. That dream shaped legends, and those legends built Perkins Cinders. Through decades of ethic and hard work, the business became more than a name. Perkins Cinders, built by legends, driven by purpose.
All right, that Guardian player was able to walk off on his own, which is good. A little bit of a limp, but it looks like he might be all right. It looks like he's over getting an ankle taped right now. So 3rd and 12 for the Guardians. 34.8 seconds left to go in this first half. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Quarterback in shotgun, motion out to the right. Quarterback looking downfield, going to go deep. Just throws it up. That's going to be intercepted by number 5, Mason Rabin. And he's going to get pushed out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. Great job by Mason. He just was watching the quarterback there, Paul, and that one went up in the air, and he intercepted it, and that was a great play. And Lobos with another opportunity here, still with 2 timeouts, 25 seconds left to go, and the ball on the 20-yard line. Have an opportunity here.
Really wasn't a bad ball by number 16, freshman Carlos Serrano for ALA. Threw it about 25 yards down the field and had a nice tight spiral on it. Intended receiver, number 8, Don Bove, who's had a good catch earlier in the game. And Mason Rabin able to just go up and high point that ball and get a great interception.
Jacob Leduc with the carry. Nice pickup on the play. He put his head down and got what he could do. It looked like it was a pass play, and he gained about 7 yards on the play. Quick timeout by the Lobos.
Yeah, Jacob Leduc dropping back there. And the pocket collapsed quickly on him, and he was able to scramble it and again, just showcasing his speed, and does such a good job of scrambling and getting upfield and getting some positive yardage for the Lobos here with about 17 seconds left before halftime.
Lobos with, I think this will give them, one more timeout. So you either need to throw it in the end zone here and try to score the next couple of plays. You could do a quick play, get out of bounds, and get a first down, get a fresh set of downs, and then you'd have to throw it in the end zone a few times. And then you want to save that timeout just in case you need to kick a field goal.
Yeah, Snowflake going to take advantage of the 17 seconds in great field position. Going to try to score one more time before halftime.
Nice. I love the play. I love the play out to Gian. You saw him in the first quarter, maybe the second quarter or whatever it was, on his interception where he was just able to go up over everybody and grab that ball at the highest point. Issue now, 3rd down. So you got 3rd and 4. Still plenty, well, you can't say plenty of time, but 12.2 seconds. Do you try to get a first down here, or do you just try to get it in the end zone? Or if you don't, you still have that timeout to kick a field goal. We'll see what they come up with. The Duke back to pass. Just going to try the same play. Throws it up again to Gian. That's going to be incomplete again. Just tried the same play 2 times in a row, and and here comes the kicker. So this will be great. Didn't really expect this to be able to score maybe again right before half, but with the great play by Mason Rabin on the interception, have an opportunity here to make this a 24-0 game. This will be about, a 32-yard field goal attempt. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up. Looks good. And is good. Nice job by number 14, the kicker for the Lobos. Putting a few more points on the board. Still a few seconds left to go in the first half. But a nice job by the Lobos getting some points out of that possession.
Yeah, kudos to number 14, McCoy Norton, sophomore. 32-yard field goal. And he had plenty of distance on that kick pad. It could have been another 10, 15 yards added onto that.
Yeah, that was a great kick. Nice job. And that's huge. I mean, you know as well as I do, Paul, having a kicker in high school football like we've had the last few years, the Lobos have had.
Yeah, we've talked about that, how important that is and how much that can change the game for a high school football team.
Absolutely. Here comes Norton, going to kick off. He's done a good job getting these in the end zone. Looks like this may be an offside on the Lobos, so that'll bring him back 5 yards. So probably not going to be able to kick it in the end zone from here. But need to just be careful here. We don't need a kick return for a touchdown. I know they've cleaned up a lot of things this week from last week. Well, we'll see what they do here. Do you go with a little squib kick here with only 2 seconds left? What do you do?
Yeah, with how deep they are, kicking from their own 35, there's a lot of open field right there. Just get it high, 20 or 30 yards downfield, and let your defenders go down and get that ball.
He tried a little squib kick. They let it go back into the hands of their best running back, number 23, Rosenthal, but Lobos with good pursuit. And that's how this first half is going to end, with the Lobos going in at halftime 24-0. What a ball game for the Lobos tonight. To tell you the truth, kind of unexpected, Paul. I was expecting ALA to be pretty dang good. I mean, I'm just telling you. I mean, these guys have played together for 3 years now, senior-heavy football team, other than a couple of them. And to be able to hold them to 0 points in the first half, pretty impressive for the Lobos.
Yeah, great first half by the Lobos here at their first home game of the season. Really came out fired up. You could just tell in their play that they came ready. They came ready for this team. And looking at the ALA roster, we expected this to be a different first half and a different ball game with their size. So many boys over 6 foot, 220-plus pounds. Really a big crew by ALA, but Snowflake just doing a phenomenal job tonight defensively and very composed offensively, throwing the ball, running the ball, and doing a fantastic job putting them up 24-0 here.
Love it. Great job by the Lobos. And here at halftime, we'll take a break. We'll hear from our sponsors. And we appreciate you listening in tonight on the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
It's deal or better deal. Only at Hatch Toyota in Sholo. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then play deal or better deal. We've got 15 briefcases loaded with bonus discounts from $300 to a whopping $3,000. Pick your case, open it up, boom, $800 in additional savings. Now here's the twist. Keep it or risk it and go for a better deal. You can keep going until you say deal or drop below your last pick. Financing starting at 0% for 72 months and payment starting at just $189 a month at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
Beam & Well Drilling is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio and the Friday Night Football Show, and they give support to each and every school and team in the White Mountains. Just like Sports Zone Radio, Beam & Drilling has the kind of experience that makes them the best at what they do. Paul Wyatt is the guy to talk to, and he'll take your call anytime, day or night, 537-1031. Or better yet, call him right on his cell phone, 928-205-7647. This football season, go deep with Beam & Drilling.
It started with a dream, simple, honest, and rooted in the White Mountains of Arizona. That dream shaped legends, and those legends built Perkins Cinders. Through decades of ethic and hard work, the business became more than a name. Perkins Cinders, built by legends, driven by purpose.
At the Furniture Gallery, we just don't sell lazy boy recliners, sofas, and sectionals. We sell the good life. We'll do whatever it takes to make your house feel like a home, short of tucking you in at night. Comfort guaranteed, style on point. Because once you sit down, you'll never want to stand up. And that's exactly how we make our customers for life. The Furniture Gallery, the champions of comfort. Step into the world where every bloom tells a story at the Bloom House Floral Design Shop. From enchanting decor to lifelike artificial florals that stay stunning year-round, we craft magic for your home, your holidays, and your biggest moments. Need a custom arrangement or a centerpiece that wows? We'll design it just for you. No fairy godmother required. The Bloom House, located in Pinetop and Sholo, is where imagination blossoms and every day becomes more beautiful.
In years past, when you needed expert medical care, you may have overlooked one credible local healthcare provider. White Mountain Regional Medical Center's Rural Health Clinic is your destination for specialized care, orthopedics, podiatry, behavioral health, and advanced interventional pain management. And it's all closer than you think. Located in Springerville, White Mountain Regional Medical Center is your healthcare partner when choices matter.
What would you buy with a $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse? You could load up for hunting, fishing, and camping. Grab a Traeger or a Pit Boss smoker, high-end Vortex optics, or top-notch boots and outdoor gear. When you get your insured windshield replaced by Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, you get your choice of 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets, or a $100 window tint certificate. You're entered to win the $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
Welcome to the Mountain Mobile Halftime. A complete first half breakdown of tonight's Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week broadcast. This is the Mountain Mobile Halftime. Welcome to the Mountain Mobile Halftime. A complete first half breakdown of tonight's Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week broadcast. This is the Mountain Mobile Halftime.
It's deal or better deal. Only at Hatch Toyota in Sholo. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then play deal or better deal. We've got 15 briefcases loaded with bonus discounts from $300 to a whopping $3,000. Pick your case, open it up, boom, $800 in additional savings. Now here's the twist. Keep it or risk it and go for a better deal. You can keep going until you say deal or drop below your last pick. Financing starting at 0% for 72 months and payment starting at just $189 a month at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
Beeman Well Drilling is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio and the Friday Night Football Show, and they give support to each and every school and team in the White Mountains. Just like Sports Zone Radio, Beeman Drilling has a kind of experience that makes them the best at what they do. Paul Wyatt is the guy to talk to, and he'll take your call anytime, day or night, 537-1031. Or better yet, call him right on his cell phone, 928-205-7647. This football season, go deep with Beeman Drilling.
It started with a dream. Simple, honest, and rooted in the White Mountains of Arizona. That dream shaped legends, and those legends built Perkins Cinders. Through decades of ethic and hard work, the business became more than a name. Perkins Cinders, built by legends, driven by purpose.
At the Furniture Gallery, we just don't sell lazy boy recliners, sofas, and sectionals. We sell the good life. We'll do whatever it takes to make your house feel like a home, short of tucking you in at night. Comfort guaranteed, style on point. Because once you sit down, you'll never want to stand up. And that's exactly how we make our customers for life. The Furniture Gallery, the champions of comfort. Step into the world where every bloom tells a story at the Bloom House Floral Design Shop. From enchanting decor to lifelike artificial florals that stay stunning year-round, we craft magic for your home, your holidays, and your biggest moments. Need a custom arrangement or a centerpiece that wows? We'll design it just for you. No fairy godmother required. The Bloom House, located in Pinetop and Show Low, is where imagination blossoms and every day becomes more beautiful.
In years past, when you needed expert medical care, you may have overlooked one credible local healthcare provider. White Mountain Regional Medical Center's Rural Health Clinic is your destination for specialized care, orthopedics, podiatry, behavioral health, and advanced interventional pain management. And it's all closer than you think. Located in Springerville, White Mountain Regional Medical Center is your healthcare partner when choices matter.
What would you buy with a $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse? You could load up for hunting, fishing, and camping. Grab a Traeger or a Pit Boss smoker, high-end Vortex optics, or top-notch boots and outdoor gear. When you get your insured windshield replaced by Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, you get your choice of 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets, or a $100 window tint certificate. You're entered to win the $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
Welcome to the Mountain Mobile Halftime. A complete first half breakdown of tonight's Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week broadcast. This is the Mountain Mobile Halftime.
All right, welcome back. This is the Mountain Mobile Halftime Report, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass Halftime Report, excuse me. Appreciate our sponsors, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. What a great first half, the Lobos. Paul and I have been sitting here talking a little bit about it, and just a great first half. Not a whole lot of mistakes, some smart plays. I was thinking back about the first quarter. I think it was in their fourth possession, Paul, that the Guardians were able to get their first down of the night. So what a great job by this defense. And I know I brought this up a couple times, but Snowflake was so disappointed in their performance last week against Coconino. I've talked to several players. I obviously know the coach pretty well. And just a little bit of a disappointing, even though they came out with a win, and a win is a win. But I know that they had a very focused week of practice, and that they wanted to come out this week and show that just wasn't who they were last week in that game. And they are showing that tonight. What a great football game. Just a little shout out to the Lobo defense, as they've been able to hold this Guardian football team. And again, I'm just so impressed with what they're doing. I mean, they're our young defense. I mentioned this, and it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you're a sophomore or a junior or a senior, you've got to perform, you've got to execute. And I'm just so proud of some of these boys that are out here tonight and what they're doing. And going against a senior-heavy ALA West Foothill Guardian football team. And the size, as we've mentioned, of this football team, I mean, I'm just looking down here at some of these bigger numbers. I mean, you're looking at 270, 240, 270, 255, 300, 260, 275, 275. And they show it out there, Paul. They are a big football team. But sometimes that's not always a good thing. I mean, it's a good thing when you get into college and professional, but usually those players at that level not only have size, but they're pretty quick also. And so it's not always a great thing to have a lot of size, but this Guardian team, they're good. They've come out. They're bringing the house pretty much on every play, and they've made some good plays on defense, but the Lobos have just been able to outplay them, and especially on the defensive side, been able to kind of read out. They've held this running back, Rosenthal, to a pretty short yardage first half, and just impressed with this Lobo football team tonight, kind of avenging their week 1 performance out at Coconino. So, Paul, wanted to ask your opinion on what this Lobo team needs to do maybe in the second half to keep this momentum, maybe put 24 more points on the board. What are they going to need to do? And on defense, what are they going to have to do to continue to hold this Guardian team to this 0 points?
Yeah, really impressed with the momentum of the Snowflake Lobos tonight. They came out, first home game of the season, came out fired up and showing it on both sides of the ball. And like you said, coming with a little chip on their shoulder from their barn burner last week, and just so impressed with how fine-tuned things look this first home game of the season. I honestly wouldn't change much, Pat. When you're up 24-0 in the first half, I think it's just maintaining that momentum after halftime. If you can get your team to come back out and continue to perform for 30 more minutes, I think the Lobos could run away with this one. ALA hasn't been able to get much going on offense. I've kind of been surprised at their offensive scheme a little bit. It seems like every offensive series they've come out and tried something different. That one set we watched them do a 3-back set, all 3 running backs in a row, and then immediately, the next offensive series went to a spread offense and just haven't been able to get much going. Not very consistent, and will be interesting to see how they bounce back as the ALA Guardians come back out onto the field after halftime. Hanging their heads a little bit, Pat. We'll see how the halftime speech went, and if they can get some fire lit and get something going here on the offensive side of the ball.
These guys are a long ways away from home out in West Foothills of Arizona. I mean, that's not the name of the town, but I mean, they're clear out Tonopah area. I think they're way out there. Yeah, Waddell. Yeah, they're way out there to make this trip, and then to be up here in a little cooler weather and not being able to breathe quite as well as maybe they're able to down there. But anyway, great job. Looking forward to a great first half as the Lobos come back on the field. This has been the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report. You're listening to the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. We'll be right back with the start of the second half.
What would you buy with a $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse? You could load up for hunting, fishing, and camping. Grab a Traeger or a Pit Boss smoker, high-end Vortex optics, or top-notch boots and outdoor gear. When you get your insured windshield replaced by Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, you get your choice of 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets, or a $100 window tint certificate. You're entered to win the $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
The all-new 2025 Toyota Tacoma is here at Hatch Toyota, and it's tougher, smarter, and bolder than ever. It's built to handle Arizona's wildest terrain. Drive one home for as low as $269 a month. Plus, it's deal or better deal. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then take your shot at bonus savings with 15 mystery briefcases. Each holds a hidden discount from $300 to $3,000. Only at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
Beeman Well Drilling is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio and the Friday Night Football Show, and they give support to each and every school and team in the White Mountains. Just like Sports Zone Radio, Beeman Drilling has a kind of experience that makes them the best at what they do. Paul Wyatt is the guy to talk to, and he'll take your call anytime, day or night. 537-1031. Or better yet, call him right on his cell phone, 928-205-7647. This football season, go deep with Beeman Drilling.
All right, 2.5 minutes here before the start of this one. Snowflake will receive the football to start the second half. They won the toss at the first of the game and deferred to the second half. So Lobos with an opportunity here to go down and maybe put this game away. I hate to say it, but in the very first of the second half, if they can kind of maintain possession and time of play, they have a really good opportunity here. So a couple of scores to update you on over in, I can't remember where this game is being played at, but 22-16 Valley Christian is up on Blue Ridge at halftime. And then 22-0 Sholo over Page. And that one is nearing halftime. So 22-16 Valley Christian over Blue Ridge. Blue Ridge hanging in there. They're hanging tough. Opportunity there for the Yellow Jackets. And 22-0 looks like Sholo's got a handle on that one over in, I think that one's in Sholo. That one's being played also on Sports Zone Radio tonight. I'm not sure who's broadcasting that game, but I'm sure that's a great game over there tonight. Congratulations to the Cougars at that halftime score. So, but this one just about to get started, the second half. We appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate our sponsors. You had just listened to the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report, and you're listening to the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota. Appreciate our sponsor, Hatch Toyota. Always a great sponsor and supporter of high school football. Appreciate that. So we'll get this one started as the captains get ready to get this one going in the second half. Impressed again with this Lobo defense tonight. Let's see if they can keep this going throughout the second half. What an impressive night this would be, Paul, if the Lobos can pull out a shutout, especially after week one, to come out and be able to do that against a very good Guardians football team. I was looking it up too, Paul, at halftime. This ALA West Foothills Guardians football team is ranked number 8 in the state right now. So impressive. I believe last week Coconino was also right there, close to 10. They've dropped after last week's loss to number 15. So the Lobos with a couple of opportunities.
Have you heard the big news? At White Mountain Regional Medical Center, we are bigger and
maybe even in the top 10, top 12, to have a couple of games to start the season and be successful like that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, this is love seeing this from Snowflake so early in the season. They really don't get much of a let up with their schedule. Tough game, just back after, game after game, and doing a good job here against this big Guardian offense. ALA Guardians getting set up to kick off to the Snowflake Lobos as we get ready to start this third quarter here on a beautiful night in Snowflake.
Yes, sir. I was just going to look and see who the Lobos play next week. I should know this. Oh, they're at Bradshaw Mountain next week. So traveling again over to that division, same division as Coconino, to face Bradshaw Mountain. So another good team. I think I just saw them. I think they're ranked above Coconino was. Prescott, Bradshaw Mountain are all right there above Coconino. So top 15 teams start the season. But here we go, start of the second half. This one is going to roll in the end zone. So Lobos will start their possession to start this second half on their own 20-yard line. So I say this all the time. I say this every time I broadcast, but I love watching, the first possession of each team's after halftime, especially in a close game. It's a little bit different, I think, right now because I don't think you want to change a lot of things up. But I always love coming out at halftime and kind of seeing the adjustments, seeing what they talked about, seeing the fire a little bit in the second half, and see what a team can do. But this is a really important possession for the Lobos because if they can take some time off the clock here, Paul, and go down, march down the field and score, this will be huge for the Lobos. As Jacob Leduc keeps it on his own, takes it around the right side, gets past the 30. That's going to be a first down to start the second half.
Yeah, design quarterback run there. Just a snap directly to Jacob Leduc, and he follows Brenner Green out around the right side and picks up a first down. Great first play of the second half.
Ball was placed on the 31-yard line. First and 10 for the Lobos. Lobos up 24-0, start the second half. Jacob Leduc going to get a heavy carry of the ball, looks like, start the second half. Same play, just around that right side, this time the short side of the field. Going to pick up another 9 yards on the play. So first two plays by Jacob Leduc come up with about 20 yards.
I think you said it in the first half, Pat. Jacob Leduc coming with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, having negative yards last week, and he wants to come out and prove that he can run the ball, and doing that here in this third quarter. 19 yards already on 2 carries for Jacob Leduc.
2nd and 1 on the 40-yard line. Leduc acts like he's going to run, twists out of a play. There is a flag on the play. A lot of pressure and quickly on that on Leduc on that play. We'll see what the call is here, but that's going to be a loss of a few yards on the play. They're going to call holding on the Lobos, so they are going to accept that and bring it back 10 yards. And so that'll be this is going to be first down, and no, it'll stay second down. And they'll bring that back 10 yards. So it's going to be about 2nd and 11 now. Nope, they declined it. They declined it. Loss of about 5 on the play, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 8.
Yeah, Snowflake doing 2 quarterback run plays to the right there, and it looked like they were trying to do the same thing and fake this defense out a little bit as Jacob pulled up to pass and just immediately swarmed by this ALA defense.
Well, not a way that you want to start the second half here. Leduc with just trying to get a quick pass out to Jones. And that number 11, that big, tall, you already mentioned him, 6'2", 230 pounds, defensive end there. He just jumps, gets his hands in the air, and deflects that ball. So nice job by the Guardians here to start the second half as the Lobos line up like they usually do. Probably a hard count, and they're going to get somebody to jump off sides, which is going to be kind of their signature, I think, on their punts. They line up like they're going to run a play, give a couple of hard counts, and then their punter is Jacob Leduc. So if they decide to punt, he just steps back a couple of steps and punts the football. So we'll see what they do here. They may do it again. Nope, they're going to run a play here. And Leduc is going to get caught behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a turnover on downs. And I don't know if I like that at all, Paul, being up 24-0. Giving the ball back to the Guardians on the Lobo 34-yard line. So
yeah, kind of a risky play there by the Lobos. Not really 4-down territory deep on their side, but about 3 yards short there, and Jacob Leduc just trying to put his head down, and number 11, Matthew Lee of ALA, able to get in the backfield and tackle Jacob for a loss, and it's going to give ALA great field position here in the third quarter.
Yeah.
This is really the first good good field
Yeah.
position that ALA's had so far in this ball game.
No, you're right. They like to line up with a lot of guys on the line. They're going to go down the field. Finds a guy in the middle of the field. That's number 6. That was a great pass by the freshman quarterback. That's going to be a gain of about 15 yards on the play. Going to be a 1st and 10. The ball's placed on the 21-yard line.
Really a great ball by Carlos Serrano, number 16, freshman quarterback for ALA. Hits his receiver about 15 yards downfield and just threw a strike right down the middle of the field to Aiden Anaya.
Quarterback rolling to the right and just kind of throws it out of bounds. Had some time. I hear ALA clear across the field here yelling for holding on somebody. Didn't get the call. Threw it out of bounds. Going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it looks like ALA is trying to spread it out a little bit. Each series is so different for them. They really don't mix it up a lot. They're either passing or they're running the ball. They'll come out one series and run, and then the next series they come out pass.
Yeah, you're exactly right. 2 receivers right here, 1 to the left. 2nd and 10, quarterback under center. He's going to hand it off right up the middle this time to Rosenthal. He gets a few yards, gain of 3 on the play, going to bring up 3rd down and 7. So
yeah, Rosenthal just putting his head down there and getting a couple of yards. Not much room with this Snowflake defense. Still getting great penetration. Definitely outsized, but not outmatched as they're getting off the ball and getting into that backfield.
Here's another handoff to Rosenthal on 3rd down. It's going to bring up 4th down. It looks like he may have got tripped up a little bit at the line of scrimmage, and then Hayden Nichols is right there to kind of finish him off, but that might have been a little bit of a loss on the play, and it's going to bring up 4th down, 4th and about 8 on the play, and it looks like they may be bringing out a kicker, huh?
Yeah, they're going to try to kick a field goal here.
All right, so 4th down and 8. This is going to be about the same, about a 30, 32, I don't know. I couldn't read it. Ball is up, and that is good. So the Guardians, after a mistake by the Lobos going forward on 4th down and turning the ball over, giving the Guardians great possession, only get away with 3 points, but still, that's points on the board and something positive for the Guardians.
Yeah, interesting shift already here in this 3rd quarter after halftime. The Lobos coming and getting 2 first downs and then getting a penalty and kind of shooting themselves in the foot a little bit and killing their momentum. And ALA able to capitalize on that, stopping them on 4th down and getting their first points of the game on the board.
So, Paul, you've played a lot of football, watched a lot of football. You know these kind of things. So what do? I mean, you've got a defense that's desperate right now in the Guardians. They're trying to do everything that they can to stop the Lobos offense, right? So what are they doing? They're bringing pressure. They're bringing both middle linebackers every play. They're coming outside. They're trying to stop the run. They're focused on Jacob Leduc. What do you do? What do you do to kind of get around that, to try to gain some positive yards and to be successful against somebody that's just bringing the house all the time?
I love that they're running the ball and really putting that trust in Brenner Green and Jacob Leduc. I wouldn't be surprised if they spread it out a little bit. Jacob throws the ball so well, and they've had a great night already of throwing. I wouldn't be surprised if they spread it out a little bit. Oh, bad decision by the Lobos there.
That was another mistake here by the Lobos as he receives that. Christian Smith receives it at about the 1 yard line, takes 2 steps, and goes out of bounds. Going to give the Lobos this possession starting at their own 3 yard line.
Pat, this is exactly what I was talking about at halftime. I think is the key for Snowflake, was just being able to come out and maintain that momentum that they had in the first half. And so far, they're not showing it. Shooting themselves twice now in the foot with just kind of costly mistakes and mental errors. It's going to pin them deep in their territory.
And there's Brenner Green. I think that is his first carry of the second half. Gets him out of a little bit of trouble as he brings it out to about the 11-yard line. So a gain of about 8 yards, 7-8 yards on that play. So Leafs gives them a little bit of breathing room back there to maybe come up with a play to get a first down here. But yeah, I like that play with Brenner. I like that little sprint. We called it a sprint back in the day, and it just gives the running back a little bit of an opportunity to see down the field, cut back where it needs to be. And there's Brenner breaking a couple of tackles, getting the first down, getting kind of pushed out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. But I like that Brenner Green kid. I like him.
Yeah, I like Trevor Reddick not hiding what he's doing here, running multiple times. They've done it already in this game where he'll run the same play back to back. And twice in a row, just giving it to Brenner Green off the right side. And Brenner getting a first down for the Lobos here. Getting maybe a little bit of momentum going again for this Snowflake offense.
Look at that Guardian team there bringing the house. Look at that hole. That was a perfect, beautiful hole by that Snowflake offensive line. We were just at the right angle. I don't know if you saw that, Paul. I'm sure you did. But, man, that was a beautiful hole, and Brenner saw it, and he hit it and did a great job. Great pickup.
Great cutback by Brenner Green. As he broke through that hole, was able to cut it back up and pick up quite a few yards there. If all else fails for this Snowflake offense, just give the ball to Brenner Green. He's getting this momentum going again for Snowflake.
And this could really hurt the Guardians' defense here. They're gonna get tired. If you can sustain this momentum right here and just beat them up with Brenner. Look at that, breaking tackles, carrying a couple, getting 11 yards on the play. And that is exciting to watch right there. I love it.
I feel like Trevor Reddick is just taunting ALA a little bit here, saying, you know exactly what we're going to do and who we're going to give it to all the way down the field here, and see if you can stop him.
And as a coach, there's nothing more satisfying than that right there. Being able to run the football and like you said, Paul, them knowing what you're going to run, who you're going to give it to, and there's nothing that they can do about it. There's nothing better. And here comes the house again. They brought it and did a good job there. But what does Snowflake need to do here? Because they're obviously going to counter, right? They're going to counter and say, okay, they're going to give this to this guy. We're going to send everybody to Brenner Green. And so how do you counteract that here? You got to run a little play action. You got to fake that and let LeDuc reverse it out and try to go to the other side. Try to run a play action pass. A draw would probably work really well. Something right here. I'm just thinking out loud. But anyway, we'll see what they do here. Okay, there's a fake handoff to Brenner. Pass out. Nice pass through the hands of number 12. But this is where the Lobos need to get a little bit better. They have some great plays. They just shove it down your throat, right? And then all of a sudden it just kind of stalls. A play where they bring the house and are able to stop Green on one play. Pass, it's a little bit too high and unable to catch it. Going to get it to third down pretty quickly, and third down and long.
Yeah, you called it, Pat. They went to a little bit of play action there to try and shake it up just out of the hands of Liam Brewer. And now they're going to go back to their bread and butter, Brenner Green, who's breaking tackles all the way down the field, was really behind the line of scrimmage, should have been taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Is able to break 2 or 3 tackles and pick up a positive gain for the Snowflake offense.
They're going to call holding on the Lobos. So we'll see what they want to do here. If they decline this, it is going to be fourth down. It's going to be fourth and about 5. Do you give the Lobos another opportunity on third down, or do you decline that and go 4th and 5?
We'll
I
see.
mean, you are in Guardian territory, so I can see the Lobos maybe going for this, but they are going to accept this. So Lobos are going to get another shot here at third down. It's going to be 3rd and long. It's going to be about 3rd and, let's see,
25.
3rd and 25. Goodness. 3rd and 25 for the Lobos. Ball is placed all the way over on the 34-yard line. Lobos are going to call a timeout, and we will take a quick timeout also. This is Sports Zone Radio's Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota.
You don't have to drive hours for top-notch healthcare. We've got it right here at White Mountain Regional Medical Center's Rural Health Clinic in Springerville. Heart skipping a beat? Our cardiologists have you covered. Achy feet? Our podiatry team's a step ahead. From pulmonology to orthopedics and mental and behavioral health, we treat you, not just the chart. White Mountain Regional Medical Center, empowering a healthier community.
When exactness is ordered, Hatch Concrete will deliver. We provide ready-mix concrete for any size job, from the do-it-yourself project to the professional construction project, delivering a variety of aggregate to suit your concrete or construction needs from granite to cinders. Hatch Concrete is not just another ready-mix concrete company. We provide quality surface, quality concrete, concrete pumping, and Fox blocks where quality is not just a name, but a tradition. At Hatch Concrete, this mud's for you.
All right, big play for the Lobos here. 3rd. This is saying 17. I don't think that's right. The scoreboard's saying 17. I think it's further than that. Leduc, lots of time. Trying to find over the middle. Had a receiver, number 10. That is Coulter Willis. And he had him over the middle, but just a little bit out of the reach. But right in the middle of the field, which has been open all night. That would have to have been a perfect pass, of course, but nice try by the Lobos there, but brings up 4th down. So Lobos kind of blow a good start to this possession with a penalty. But Leduc back, given that hard count again. He obviously is going to go back to punt. He has to, right? Can't go 4th and 25. They do have somebody deep this time, but he does a pretty good job of kicking away from that. What is that guy? They should have let him pick it up. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. Number 3 for the Guardians was down there acting like he was going to try to pick that ball up, and I'm like, let him pick it up. But
yeah, great such
punt.
a great punt by Jacob Leduc. I'm so impressed with how he's able to he just takes one step and kicks that ball. And that probably was in the air for about 40 yards, and then he got another 15 to 20 yards out of the roll on that. The ALA receiver decided not to field that ball, and a costly mistake, pinning ALA again with bad field position to start on this offensive drive.
24-3, Lobos on top. 6:03 left to go in the 3rd quarter. ALA with the football. Little play action, throw out in the flats. Looked like a pretty good pass. Looks like the receiver might have looked up a little bit before he caught the ball, and that's going to be incomplete. Bringing up 2nd and 10, and this ball is set on the 8-yard line.
Yeah, just a little out route there. Intended receiver number 8 for the ALA Guardians, Dom Bove. And that's one of the hardest things as a receiver in high school football. You hear footsteps behind you, and you know somebody's coming up to make a pop, and you tend to just get that head coming around before you field that ball and not able to secure it. Going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the ALA Guardians.
2nd and 10. They had a Guardian player down on the field. It looks like he was cramping a little bit. Hopefully the Lobos got all their cramps out last week in Flagstaff. They had a kind of an issue with that. And these teams that come up here in the White Mountains from the Valley struggle with that a little bit too. But it looks like he's all right, and here they come, 2nd and 10. Ball on the 8th, 5:58 left to go in the third quarter. Lobos up 24-3. Quarterback kind of goes back and forth from under center to shotgun. Right now he's under center, single back, 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Man in motion to the right. They're going to toss this out to their running back Rosenthal. Great pursuit. Great job by the Lobos. That's going to be a very short gain of maybe 2 on the play. Going to bring up 3rd and 8.
Yeah, Snowflake just doing such a good job, especially against the line with this size. Really getting great penetration, especially for a young defensive line. Freshman Ziggy Olberg out on the left-hand side there. You would never know he's a freshman with how big he is, but just such a good kid and doing a great job on that left side, drawing that play out and bringing the Guardians up short here for a long 3rd and 8.
As well as Isaac Woodside and Wyatt Johnson and Seth Farnsworth. Another play to Rosenthal. I don't know what I don't know what's going on. It looks like they handed it off to him. He thinks he rolled over a defensive tackle and didn't touch the ground, so he just kept running. But they definitely blew that.
Yeah, there was an inadvertent whistle there because we'll have to go back and watch the replay, Pat.
Right.
He did roll over the defender.
It's right there. I actually don't see a knee hitting the ground, but I cannot see his elbow. So if we can look at that one more time. Here we go. They're going to bring on the punt. We're going to look at this again. A little pass out to the left. Gets hit right here by Hayden Nichols. And Gian kind of rolls over.
I never saw a knee or an elbow touch the ground.
I couldn't see his right elbow, but still, that's a hard. I mean,
yeah, hard to see with as many bodies as there was.
Yeah, you're not going to call that as a ref and let him get away with that. He was tackled. He did a good job rolling over it. Punt received by Christian Smith. A little bit of a return, brought it over across midfield into Guardians territory. Ball's going to be placed at about the 43-yard line. Lobos need to keep some momentum here in the second half. They've showed some great momentum and then kind of shot themselves in the foot, as you said, Paul, and kind of struggled, lost that momentum. So be nice to see if the Lobos can stick with something here and get down and get a score here in this third quarter.
Yeah, several positive plays so far in this third quarter by the Snowflake offense, but like you said, just tend to stall out a little bit. If one thing goes wrong, they stall out. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going strong.
Fake handoff to Brenner. Jacob Leduc keeps it, spins out of a tackle. Gain of 4 yards by Jacob on that. Going to be 2nd and 6. Under 4 minutes now here in the third quarter. Well, Paul, I like that play a lot better than faking it to him and having him kind of roll out and try to get outside. I like that quick fake and then him just getting right up the middle of the field and, get his momentum going. Doesn't give him really an opportunity to try to juke or do anything other than get up the field. And here goes Brenner Green again, just keeping those feet moving. Lots of opportunities for the Guardians to tackle him at the line of scrimmage and just unable to. And he's going to get a good gain on that of about another 4 yards. Going to be 3rd and short, 3rd and 2.
Love to see that as a fellow running back, shoving your lineman down. I know linemen always hated me for that. But just a testament of following your blockers, and you give that little forearm shiver. Brennan pushing one of his linemen over, and just anything that gets in his way, he's going to run over.
Here we go, another shot right up the middle by Jacob. Nice job that time, and nice blocking there by his running back, Brenner Green, kind of breaking that one loose for Jacob, and that's going to be a 1st and 10. But right there, just got in front of that linebacker, and nice job by Brenner to kind of break that for Jacob, and nice run. just getting downfield and doing a great job. Nice play there. 1st and 10 on the Guardian 25-yard line. 2.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. And Lobos driving here. Nice little fake pass out. Nice little fake run, pass out to Mason Rabin. And a nice little pickup there for Rabin. I would like to see that. Like I said, I've been wanting to see Mason get a little bit more involved in this offense. But that looks like it's going to be a gain of 10 and a first down for the Lobos on the Guardian 15-yard line.
Snowflake doing a good job of faking up the middle to Brenner Green. I was watching Brenner because I thought he had the ball, and Jacob pulling out at the last second and hit Mason Rabin for a good first down of the Snowflake Lobos.
Yeah, that was a great fake by Jacob Leduc. And there it is again, and I love to see that. You see Brenner, again, just a hard run, gain of 6 on the play. Just a great job. But did you see what Jacob Leduc did on that? And this is what I coach, this is what I love about an option type of offense, is that he held that ball as long as he could, gave it to Brenner, and then he carried out his fake. And I actually saw a linebacker go with his fake. And a lot of times you don't see that. They'll hand that off and maybe take a step like they're faking and then stop. But same thing here, little fake out to Green. Nice move by Coulter Willis, and brings it down to about the 3-yard line. And they're going to call holding on the Lobos on that. They're going to get Christian Smith on a hold on that outside. But I'm with you, Paul. I like this offense so far. They're faking to Brenner, and either Jacob's keeping it right behind him, or they're faking it to Brenner. He takes a step and then throws it out on a quick pass, kind of stalling out their blitzes. And I like the offense that's going on right now. Just unfortunately a penalty call. They're going to bring this back to about the 17-yard line to make it 2nd and 12.
Kudos to Jacob Leduc. He's such a decisive quarterback. It's once he decides where he's going to go with the ball, he's so quick to react. And I think it's catching this defensive off guard, because once he decides to run it, once he pulls that fake and runs, several of these defenders are just sitting on their heels because he's so quick to get to the hole, and just doing a great job running this option offense.
They're going to get a penalty here unless they called timeout. I think they got it. I think Coach Reddick saw that. I saw the back. Sorry, Paul. I saw the back judge, when he starts putting his hand. We've got to get some play clocks. We got to get some play clocks here at Snowflake High School. But we'll take a quick break. That's a timeout by the Lobos. You're listening to the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
It started with a dream. Simple, honest, and rooted in the White Mountains of Arizona. That dream shaped legends, and those legends built Perkins Cinders. Through decades of ethic and hard work, the business became more than a name. Perkins Cinders, built by legends, driven by purpose.
Step into the world where every bloom tells a story at the Bloom House Floral Design Shop. From enchanting decor to lifelike artificial florals that stay stunning year-round, we craft magic for your home, your holidays, and your biggest moments. Need a custom arrangement or a centerpiece that wows? We'll design it just for you. No fairy godmother required. The Bloom House, located in Pinetop and Show Low, is where imagination blossoms and every day becomes more beautiful.
All right, 2nd and 12 for the Lobos. Leduc back to pass, looks left, throws a screen to the right. Nice block. Gian Jones past the 5, almost gets in. That's going to be a first down. What a great play, great little screen. Fake. Jacob Leduc did such a good job looking that off the other direction, and then hit that screen over to the right. And Gian, with his speed, got the first down and almost got in the end zone.
Gian Jones showcasing his legs there. Not much of not a very far pass, but Gian juking and hitting and really able to set this Lobo offense up for a short distance to get into this end zone.
I think a little confusion in the backfield there. I do not think Green was expecting to get that. And kind of saw it at the last minute and grabbed it. That's going to be a loss on the play, so that's going to be the end of the first quarter, or the third quarter. And they'll swap fields, and we'll take a quick break too. Hopefully the Lobos can come back here. It's going to be second down and goal, but hopefully they can come out here in this fourth quarter and get a score. Good job by the Guardians here in this third quarter, keeping the Lobos from being able to score in that quarter. They're putting a 3 spot on the board, but looking forward to this fourth quarter. You're listening to the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
It's deal or better deal. Only at Hatch Toyota in Show. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then play deal or better deal. We've got 15 briefcases loaded with bonus discounts from $300 to a whopping $3,000. Pick your case, open it up, boom, $800 in additional savings. Now here's the twist. Keep it or risk it and go for a better deal. You can keep going until you say deal or drop below your last pick. Financing starting at 0% for 72 months and payment starting at just $189 a month at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
What would you buy with a $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse? You could load up for hunting, fishing, and camping. Grab a Traeger or a Pit Boss smoker, high-end Vortex optics, or top-notch boots and outdoor gear. When you get your insured windshield replaced by Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, you get your choice of 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets, or a $100 window tint certificate. You're entered to win the $3,000 shopping spree at Sportsman's Warehouse. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
Brenner Green with the run to the right. Able to break a couple of tackles, carry a few Guardians on his back. Gets in the end zone for a Snowflake touchdown. Great job by that Snowflake offensive line. And Brenner Green gets in, making the score 30-3. Start of the fourth quarter.
Excellent touchdown by Brenner Green. Just tough football right there. Putting his head down and doing everything he could to get into that end zone. Great score for Brenner Green.
Extra point is up. And no good. Dang, they were going for 4 for 4 tonight and couldn't sneak that one in. So it looked good from my angle, but obviously a little bit off. But here we go. Lobos hit 30 tonight. Start this fourth quarter 30-3. Great job by this Lobo football team tonight.
So impressed with Brenner Green, Patrick, and I swear if I wasn't looking at this roster, all those greens run just exactly the same. I think I'm looking at Taryn Green out there running that ball again. Just so impressed with how he runs and his physical ability to push and hit and then the speed when he wants to turn it on. He's able to run so quick and get out around that outside, and they're showcasing it on that touchdown.
Those greens are special. I played with the oldest one as far as the brothers. These are the sons and nephews that we're watching now. But I played with the oldest of the greens. He was a great football player. His younger brother, Jace, who is the father of Taryn and Brenner, and I think he might have another one. I think he has still another son, which is a good thing for Lobo football. But if you see or hear of a green out on this Snowflake Lobos football team, that is somebody that you probably need to prepare for, because I don't know what it is, Paul, but they run, to tell you the truth, they run a lot like you do. They have a lot of low center of gravity or something. They know how to kind of give that dead leg. I don't know if that makes sense. That's what we used to call it back in the day. But they, right before they get tackled, they're able to kind of dip, give that dead leg, and people just bounce. And it's unbelievable. But then they're good enough, too, to where if they see to where they don't have to do that and can cut it back, they have the athleticism to be able to do that, too. And it just makes them very hard to tackle. And then, of course, their strength. And they can come out and they can just put their shoulder down and run you over. They can carry a few defenders on their back. It's just a great thing to watch. It's just football players. They're football players. They're built
to be football players.
Built to be
Snowflake football players.
A running football player.
And we're blessed to be able to watch them. It's so fun to watch Brenner Green.
Absolutely. So the Guardians come out. I wasn't watching. I was talking. I was on my green rant. But loss of 1, whatever they did on the play. 2nd and 11. Approaching 11 minutes to go in this one. Lobos up 30-3 against the number 8 Guardians team out of ALA West Foothills. Quarterback in shotgun, kind of a tight formation. Back to throw in the pocket, has lots of time, not a whole lot of pressure, decides to run out to his right. Now getting some pressure by number 27, that's the freshman, Ziggy Olberg, putting the pressure on the quarterback, and he just runs out of bounds. That's going to be a loss of about 6, 7 on the play. That's a freshman mistake right there.
Excellent pursuit by Ziggy Olberg. Shout out to Ziggy Olberg, the freshman. Doing a great job of pursuing the quarterback there. And I think that quarterback thought he was going to get out around the defensive end, and Ziggy Olberg just tracking him down and running him out of bounds. To be honest, I would probably run out of bounds too if Ziggy Olberg was running at me.
Freshman, 6'4", 245 pounds, Ziggy Olberg. Here's a pass deep down the field, double coverage. Gian and number 15, that's Brock Brimhall. Back there in defense, double teamed and able to break that one up. Looks like Gian might be a little shook up on the play. I was going to mention about Gian when he caught that one and almost got in the end zone, how nice that was to see. As most people know, Gian had a torn ACL not too long ago and wears that brace on that right knee, and be able to come back from an injury like that. I know he's young and recovers well, but it's just good to see him out there. He's so athletic.
Yeah.
But he might have got the breath knocked out of him a little bit there.
Such a talented young man.
Punt recovered by Coulter Willis. Brings it out across the 50.
Happy to see. I'm watching Gian down on the side, and it looks like it's just a cramp. Hopefully so. But just such a talented young man, and like you said, happy to see him back on the football field after his torn ACL. Obviously, I, having gone through that twice, know what that's like, and how hard that recovery is, and happy to see him back on the football field. His basketball coaches tell me that he is one of the most physically talented young men that they have seen. He can jump through the roof, and just an exceptional athlete.
Yeah, it's good to have him back. And there, again, as you're watching this game, if you're listening, I apologize that you're missing out on this. But there is Brenner Green again, right up the middle. Gain of about 12, 13 yards on that play. And just they are wearing down this Guardians defense right now.
Yeah, this is smart offense by the Lobos here. Just taking time off of that clock and really beating this defensive down with Brenner Green.
Oh, and there it is. There's the punishment right there. You're going to come up and meet me at the line of scrimmage? Okay. I'm going to gain 2 yards, but you're going to pay for that.
Talmadge Lucas there, new back in the backfield, giving Brenner a little bit of a break, and impressed by Talmadge coming up and laying a hit on the middle backer.
I thought that was Green, so that was impressive by number 44 for sure, Lucas. There's another handoff to Green right up the middle. If you all are seeing this, just watch this Guardians defense and what they're doing. I mean, they are just bringing everyone. They literally have 8 guys trying to stop Brenner Green right now. So third down and about 8 to go. Approaching 9 minutes to go in this football game. Ball is on the 35-yard line of the Guardians. LeDuc in shotgun. Going to hand it off this time to number 4. That's Hayden Nichols. That's Hayden, right?
Hayden Nichols. I saw him step up just before the play. Almost a little unsure of what was going on. Like he had to ask Jacob LeDuc, hey, am I getting the ball here? And Jacob confirming, yes, you're getting the ball, and a pretty good carry by Hayden Nichols.
Well, I like them getting Lucas in there and Nichols in there. Give Brenner a little break, because he's going to have to carry a couple of these Guardians on his back right here to get the first down, and there he goes. I don't think he's going to get it. This is going to be a turnover on downs, and good job by the Guardians, being able to stop that and to get possession back here with 8 minutes to go here in this ball game.
Yeah, big stop by number 25, Hunter Cotton of the ALA Guardians. Sniffing out Brenner Green there and coming up and making a big stop. Brenner not going down after the first contact, but a host of Guardians coming in and finishing them off. Giving a turnover and giving ALA another opportunity to get this offense going here with 8 minutes left in this fourth quarter.
Look at this number 6 out here. He's a wide receiver. He's spread out to the right. Number 6, Aiden Anaya, tight end, senior, 6'5", 240 pounds, playing wide receiver.
Yeah, they've tried to go to Aiden a couple of times now, I think just depending on his size, trying to throw that ball up to him, but when you've got Gian Jones and Christian Smith Speed in that backfield, they've made it tough for this freshman quarterback.
Snowflake having some substitutes. We'll try to get you some numbers out there. They're kind of right in front of me, so they're sideways to me, but I'll try to get you a couple of numbers. As Rosenthal takes it out, he's got some room to run. Going to take it out past the 50, about to the 45. But a couple of new faces out there.
Hey, Maverick Greer coming up and making that play. Freshman quarterback Maverick Greer playing safety. Coming up and tackling.
What number is he?
The big junior, number 9.
Number 9, Maverick Greer, freshman. 5'10", 155. He's a freshman. He's a JV quarterback. Getting a little time in here. This is great. I'm seeing number 30 out there, and I think we've been
Alcantar.
Xander Alcantar is out there for the Lobos. He is a sophomore. Quarterback's going to run out to his right, getting some pressure by number 58 and number 50. 58 is Stockton Turley, and number 50 is Omar Marin. Omar Marin, a junior. Stockton Turley is a junior. So a couple new faces out there. Did I mention I mentioned Alcantar out there. Who's number 24? 24, Cannon Smith, junior linebacker out there. I haven't mentioned his name tonight yet. Quarterback back to pass. Lots of time. Here comes number 58 again. He's going to take it this time, and he's going to get as much as he can. Gets out of bounds. He's going to get the first down. Get out of bounds and stop the clock.
Snowflake making a lot of substitutes here on the defensive side of the ball, giving some of these juniors and underclassmen an opportunity to get in on this defense. And ALA taking a little bit of
taking advantage of
playing against these younger defense players.
Number 60, Dayton Larson, a junior lineman out there for the Lobos.
Let's see if this JV squad can hold off the ALA Guardians from scoring here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think this is smart. I know a lot of people want to see it shut out or not as many points on the board as you would want to see. But I like the fact that they get everybody in there and try not to get anybody hurt. And there's Rosenthal. He's going to break a couple of tackles and take it to the right side and get in the end zone for the first touchdown for the Guardians. But as I was saying, I mean, you're switching people in and out. These are probably a lot of players that don't get to play together as often unless they have the JV team out there. They might have them all out there now. But JV went clear down to ALA West Foothills last night. And as you know, the Lobos have a lot of sophomores and juniors on their varsity team that they play, even a couple of freshmen. They got rolled a little bit last night, 38-8. But getting some great experience, and that's what it's about at those younger levels is getting that experience that you need so that you can be successful when you get up to the varsity level. But some good substitutions. But I'm all about this in the fourth quarter to try to not get anybody hurt. That's your goal now, right, Paul? Is to go into week 3 without any injuries, right?
Yeah, I'm with you, Pat. I think this is a smart move by Snowflake. Doing a good job of just giving these guys who work hard all week long to come up and play under the Friday night lights and be a part of this this soon-to-be victory for the Snowflake Lobos here with 7 minutes to go left in this fourth quarter. We'll see if they make as many substitutions on the offensive side of the ball as they did on the defensive side.
Yeah, that would be interesting. It'd be kind of fun to see Maverick Greer, freshman, go under center a little bit in this ballgame, but we'll see. We'll see what Coach Reddick. I just know that he's ecstatic about this. I know he's been a little nervous this week as a new head coach and wanting to be successful, especially with this young football squad, wanting them to be successful. That's one thing about Coach Reddick is he cares about these boys and he wants what's best for them. And they respond to that. And Coach Solomon's a great head coach and did a great job. But Coach Reddick was part of the reason they've been so successful. A big part of a reason why they've been so successful the last, 5 or 6. I don't know. It's been a while that they've been a good football team for sure. So let's see what we got.
Yeah, you got freshman quarterback Maverick Greer going to lead this offensive series.
He's got Brenner behind him. Low snap, handoff to Brenner. Brenner's going to try to get it outside. Good pursuit there by the Guardians. I would get Green out of there. I don't like it. Approaching 6.5 minutes to go on this one. There was no gain on that play. It's going to bring up, it might even have been a loss of 1, but going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think Snowflake's just going to try and work this clock and continue to wear this defensive down late in this fourth quarter.
Freshman quarterback in for the Lobos. This is Maverick Greer. Great athlete. A lot of expectations here for this young man. He's having a lot of people talk about how athletic and how good this young man is at quarterback. So the Lobos are going to be very well taken care of for the next several years at quarterback position. This is going to be a penalty on the Lobos. Going to bring it back 5 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 16. I don't think I've mentioned number 71, Ethan West, is in for the Lobos at the right guard position.
Snowflake going to spread out the offense a little bit here. Do you think they're going to keep handing to Brenner Green, or do you think they're going to give the freshman an opportunity to throw the ball?
This will be interesting. A hard count. They're going to get those 5 yards back, so it's going to be 2nd and 11 as the Guardians jump off sides. That's another thing I was going to mention, Paul, with with the Guardians sending all the time. You see they bring their linebackers up to that line, and they're going to come. You've got to go on off counts. You got to go on 2. You got to go on 3. Try to get them, make them honest a little bit. You know what I mean? Which they're doing a good job doing that.
Yeah, I think that's 3 or 4 times tonight that Snowflake line has been able to hold their position and draw this defensive offsides.
Here's a handoff up the middle to Brenner Green. He breaks a tackle, breaks another one, hits the sideline, puts his shoulder down, runs over a Guardian, gets out of bounds. But man, what an impressive run, and he's going to be really close to that first down, and he got it. He got a 2nd and 11. 11 yards for Brenner Green.
Oh, to be honest, Pat, I thought he was down.
I did too.
I thought he was down, and I thought the play was dead, and then all of a sudden he breaks out again. Brenner Green just keeps those legs churning, able to pick up a huge first down. They're going to pull him out of the game now.
I'm seeing number 52 for the Lobos, Riker Skousen, junior lineman for the Lobos. He's in there. This is a handoff up the middle. That's going to be to number 44. That's Lucas, right?
Yep,
Talmadge Lucas. Going to gain maybe 1 on the play, but Most important thing right now is that clock is running. Under 5 minutes to go in this one. Lobos up 30-10. A lot of new faces out there. Players, number 30, Xander Alcantar is in on offense. I know we mentioned him on defense, but he's in there at offense. He's at running back. Number 25, Tyler Jones, sophomore wide receiver out here spread out to the left. And this is a problem you have with all new, right? You're trying to get everybody on the same timing. That's going to be an offside penalty on the Lobos. I'm seeing number 3, that's Edge Bryant. That's a sophomore wide receiver out there in a slot. Number 12, I don't think I've mentioned Liam Brewer, junior wide receiver spread out to the right. So these are pretty much, I think they've pretty much got their JV team in there at this point. Another handoff right up the middle. That's to Alcantar. Hit the hole pretty hard. It just got wrapped up line of scrimmage, but his momentum carried him forward for a few yard gain. Going to bring up 3rd and 11. 3.5 minutes to go. Approaching that in this one.
Yeah, Snowflake not hiding at all what they're doing here. Pretty much running the same play every down. And just tempting the ALA Guardians to say, hey, come stop us before we run this clock out and call this a night.
Maverick rushing out to the right, finds a receiver, open, catches. That is number 20, complete. I do not have a number 20 on my roster here, so I apologize about that, but that was a great job by Greer, rolling out to the right, finding number 20 out in the flats. It's going to be a first down again. Ball placed on the 41-yard line. Important possession here, just killing that clock, approaching 3 minutes to go in this ball game.
Very impressive for a freshman quarterback to roll out to the right and just put it on a dime and hit his receiver like that. Great job by Maverick Greer.
And they're just going to kill time here. You see Maverick, he's standing back there. He'll watch this back ump start to move his arm. That means he's got 5 seconds before time of possession goes over. Here's a run up the middle, and there's that. Lobos are just pushing forward. Lucas never did go down, but got maybe a yard out of the play.
I think that was Thomas Lucas on the ball carry there.
Yeah, Talmadge Lucas doing a great job just fighting for those yards. Talmadge Lucas, a senior, probably hasn't seen much playing time behind Brenner Green, but really coming in and just with so much energy, you can just tell he's excited to touch the ball and doing a good job carrying, putting his head down and fighting for that yard.
Number 25 out here to the right, that's Tyler Jones. Tyler Jones is a sophomore wide receiver for the Lobos. Here's Lucas again, just running hard, just struggling a little bit against that big defensive line for the Guardians. Going to bring up 3rd down. 3rd down and about 9 to go. But again, just killing this clock. 1.5 minutes left to go on this one. It'd be fun to see. Let Maverick maybe throw again here. Be kind of fun. And there he goes. Fake up the middle. There goes Maverick, and it put his shoulder down and get 5 or 6 yards. Nice job there. Unable to get the first down. It's going to bring up 4th down. You can run this clock down to about 40 seconds.
Like you said, Pat, Snowflake's got a bright future with their Snowflake quarterbacks in Jacob Leduc and Maverick Greer. 2 tough kids coming up in the program, both able to throw well, run well, not afraid to put their heads down and hit somebody. As you saw Maverick Greer just do on that play, that looks like ALA's got another man down on their far sideline there.
We'll take a break as an ALA player is injured. You're listening to the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week, presented by Hatch Toyota.
When it comes to paint, whether you're looking for interior or exterior paint, Dunn Edwards provides quality solutions to make all your painting projects look professional. And the home of Dunn Edwards in the White Mountains is Ace Hardware in Show Low, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard. Thanks to Dunn Edwards, Ace has the best interior paint for your home or office, and their exterior paint will stand up to the wear and tear of our tough seasonal weather. When it's time to paint, it's time to visit Ace Hardware of the White Mountains for high-quality Dunn Edwards interior and exterior paint and primer.
Beeman Well Drilling is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio and the Friday Night Football Show, and they give support to each and every school and team in the White Mountains. Just like Sports Zone Radio, Beeman Drilling has a kind of experience that makes them the best at what they do. Paul Wyatt is the guy to talk to, and he'll take your call anytime, day or night. 537-1031. Or better yet, call him right on his cell phone, 928-205-7647. This football season, go deep with Beeman Drilling.
All right, on 4th down, the Lobos decide to go for it. Greer with a long pass down the right sideline, just out of the reach of the intended receiver. I just got a score, 30-24, end of third. I'm guessing that it says Blue Ridge at Valley, but I don't know if that's Valley over Blue Ridge. 30-24, maybe somebody can clarify that for me. But Paul, we need to start thinking about the White Mountain Regional Medical Center player of the game. So I need you to be thinking a little bit about that. Maybe those that are listening in can put in their 2 cents on who they think that should be. I mean, it's going to be a hard choice tonight. I mean, you've got Brenner Green, obviously, that has played really well, had some great runs. You have Jacob Leduc that has played solid tonight. He's got a couple of touchdown runs himself.
I know we got to pick one player here. You know who I really want to give it to is that defensive line. Man,
absolutely.
For being as young as they are, they have done such a phenomenal job tonight, coming out and really setting the tone to this game early on. And just super, super impressed with that defensive line. We could call out 4 or 5 names there.
Absolutely. Hayden Nichols had a heck of a game at middle linebacker. The other linebacker, number 88, Connor Reed Jr., had a great game too. There goes Rosenthal, kind of the same play. There's a flag on the play. But Rosenthal in for the score, but I think that this one's going to come back. Well, let's talk a little bit about defensive players, Paul. I'm not opposed at all to giving it to a defensive player. We've got Ziggy Olberg. We've mentioned his name quite a few times tonight on that defensive line. You've got I've seen Farnsworth in there. I've got Wyatt Johnson in there. I've seen Isaac Woodside in there. You've got some good people to call out too, if you want to go with that defensive line. But as well as this defense has played tonight, I wouldn't be opposed to that at all. You got Mason Rabin, who's had a great game defensively with an interception. Little pass play out to the right. It's going to be a first down. That stops the clock. They're going to reset the chains. They started the clock. They're trying to get down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They are going to get one more play off. They're just going to run it, and that's going to be dropped. And that is going to be the end of this football game. And there is a big number 75 out there. He's probably one of the biggest players I've ever seen. Aiden Watson, 6'6", 275 for the Guardians. Unbelievable. But anyway, great job by the Lobos tonight. Gets the victory on their home opener, 30-10 against the ALA West Foothills Guardians. Great job by the Lobos tonight. Almost looked like 2 different teams from last week to this week, but a great job. But we'll take a little break. We're going to discuss the White Mountain Regional Medical Center player of the game, and we'll get back to you. This is going to be a tough decision, so we might need a little help on this one, Paul. But you've been listening to the Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week presented by Hatch Toyota.
The all-new 2025 Toyota Tacoma is here at Hatch Toyota, and it's tougher, smarter, and bolder than ever. It's built to handle Arizona's wildest terrain. Drive one home for as low as $269 a month. Plus, it's deal or better deal. Make your best deal on any new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Then take your shot at bonus savings with 15 mystery briefcases. Each holds a hidden discount from $300 to $3,000. Only at Hatch Toyota in the Northern Arizona Auto Mall.
At the Furniture Gallery, we just don't sell lazy boy recliners, sofas, and sectionals. We sell the good life. We'll do whatever it takes to make your house feel like a home, short of tucking you in at night. Comfort guaranteed, style on point. Because once you sit down, you'll never want to stand up. And that's exactly how we make our customers for life. The Furniture Gallery, the champions of comfort.
When exactness is ordered, Hatch Concrete will deliver. We provide ready-mix concrete for any size job, from the do-it-yourself project to the professional construction project, delivering a variety of aggregate to suit your concrete or construction needs from granite to cinders. Hatch Concrete is not just another ready-mix concrete company. We provide quality service, quality concrete, concrete pumping, and Fox blocks where quality is not just a name, but a tradition. At Hatch Concrete, this mud's for you.
You don't have to drive hours for top-notch healthcare. We've got it right here at White Mountain Regional Medical Center's Rural Health Clinic in Springerville. Heart skipping a beat? Our cardiologists have you covered. Achy feet? Our podiatry team's a step ahead. From pulmonology to orthopedics and mental and behavioral health, we treat you, not just the chart. White Mountain Regional Medical Center, empowering a healthier community.
All right, welcome back. Lobos with the victory tonight, a home opener here at Snowflake High School. Lobos impressive tonight. Comes up with a 30-10 victory against the number 8 ALA West Foothills Guardians. Great job by the Lobos, and if they can continue this and just get better and better and better each week, they are going to be, as you saw probably on social media this week after last week's game, there was a post out there that says, "You've created a monster." And I think the Lobos have the ability to be able to be a monster in the 4A this year. They're young. They've got a lot to learn and to progress. But I think this team can do it. Great group of players.
Yeah, really impressed tonight, Pat, with the start. You know, there's so many kinks that you got to work out at the beginning of the season, and with it being kind of a rebuilding year and such a young team, I'm super impressed. I'm surprised at how well they came out and played tonight. I wasn't expecting that. That's probably one of the best starts that I've seen a Snowflake Lobo team have in several years. Just came out with momentum and did a good job putting this one away against a tough and big team.
Just a quick scoring update before we get to the White Mountain Regional Medical Center player of the game. Let's see, it says Blue Ridge at Valley. So it looks like Valley Christian came up with the win over there, 38-24. But Blue Ridge gave them a game tonight, so great job. Blue Ridge showed up, and it looks like they gave Valley about everything that they could handle. So I don't have a Sholo update, but it looks like they had that one pretty much in hand at halftime. So we'll go from there. If I get an update, I'll let you know. But let's talk a little bit about White Mountain Regional Player of the Game, White Mountain Regional Medical Center Player of the Game tonight. I want to first just give a shout out because we've been talking with everybody in this defense. Paul actually wanted to give this Player of the Game, White Mountain Regional Medical Center Player of the Game, to that defensive line. But with us knowing that it needs to go to an individual, I just wanted to give a shout out to that defense tonight. What a great job. Held them to 0 points through the first half. They held them to 3 points. They got 3 points in the third quarter after a bad decision with the Lobos going forward on fourth down, giving the Guardians great field position, and they were able to only get 3 points out of that, and because of the efforts of the defense. So great job by the defense. I want to specifically bring out a couple of names. Hayden Nichols. I think that kid is going to get player of the game this year multiple times. I know that he was upset with his performance last week, and so to see him come out this week and do what he did, what a great performance by him. So I want to give him a shout out and tell him congratulations on a great game. But as far as our White Mountain Regional Medical Center player of the game, Paul, I'm going to let you do this one.
No surprise. We're going to give it to Not Taryn. Brenner Green tonight. We were giving shout out to the whole Green family, but
yeah, we were.
Brenner's going to bring this one home tonight. Just did such a phenomenal job running the ball. Such a tough kid. Put in so much time in the off season, speed training, workouts, and really showcased his talent and ability tonight. And really put the Snowflake Lobos on his back last week. We didn't call that game, but it's no question in my mind this is going to be a repeated thing for him several times throughout this year. He is such a talented athlete, and really put this offense on his back and just runs so hard. Every time he touches the ball, you just see so much effort. You're never going to get a half effort from him when he's carrying the ball. And just did a fantastic job. Had a couple of scores tonight, and probably had over 150 yards rushing, I would guess. And just did a phenomenal job, and that'll be our player of the game tonight, Brenner Green.
Congratulations to Brenner Green, White Mountain Regional Medical Center player of the game. Great job. I have a feeling that he's probably going to be in the discussion each week. He may not get it each week just because he got it this first week, but he's going to be in the discussion, I think, pretty much every week. But we look forward to all of those Lobos that step up this year and get the White Mountain Regional Medical Center player of the game. But congratulations to the Lobos. Congratulations to the coaching staff here at Snowflake High School. Big win tonight, season opener here at Snowflake High School. Lobos with the victory, 30-10. It was great to have you on, and we appreciate you listening in. We appreciate, again, our sponsors and all that they do. This has been Sports Zone Radio presented by Hatch Toyota. Good night, everybody.